All right, and hello everybody. We are Panapals, and we are back with our. This would actually be our fourth installment of the custom Frontier War campaign we're running for the Alien RPG by Free League Publishing. Let's go ahead and just get right into the introductions. So I am Jesse, aka McMuffin Fucker, in chat on our Twitch channel, and I am going to be the GM for this campaign. Like I said, it's a custom Frontier War, so I'm using the campaign as a framework from the Colonial Marine sourcebook, but a lot of this is stuff that's written myself. For introductions, let's start with Tad.
Uh, Hi, I'm Tad. I'm playing Zarina and Wayne in
Just,
this.
just worry about the main characters.
Okay, I'm playing Zarina then. I have a medical mystery going on, and I stream Fridays.
And you are freaking Satan in chat.
Oh, I am freaking saying in chat and on
Roll
YouTube.
20, please load.
Chris, how about you?
Chris, Chief Examiner. I'm playing Randy, Mr. Sniper Man, who never removes his ghillie suit.
I keep
It really
forgetting.
stinks.
Yeah, that thing's got to be nasty.
I cover myself in deer pee. Can't tell.
Right, we just smell the deer. And then Keegan.
I am Dubon23 in chat. I am playing Sergeant? Yeah, Sergeant now.
Yep.
Bill Saber.
Yep, Billy
And
is the sergeant.
my name is not Billy. My name is Bill. Never call me anything but Bill.
hmm
Uh, Jesus. But
That really threw you off, apparently. God.
it did. But yeah, I'm playing Bill Saber, and I am doing my best to intimidate the other people on this planet.
Alrighty. So, now that we got the introductions in, why don't we get into a recap? So, luckily, we didn't go 2 weeks this time. So, does somebody besides me want to do a recap for this, and I can fill in whatever holes as needed?
Well, we got onto the planet, which I'm sure has a name.
Colara.
Yep. Hang on. Because
Well,
we are working.
Are you about to tell me you took notes?
I took a note. We are working security for a company called Asenco. That's the note. You're welcome.
At least
Yeah, I
it's
have it.
something. At least I
Yeah.
don't have to say it for a sixth time.
It's we aren't working for AstraZeneca. Is all I know.
No, you're not.
But we got on plan, or actually, we got into system. Saw a UPP ship leaving system around the same time. Got in orbit. Most of the planet is like a death world kind of thing. It's just like trash, except for one area that is like a valley that is, I think, the size of Maine. You said?
Yeah, it's a mountainous planet with severe storms, but that has a valley the size of Maine.
Yeah. So the rest of it's just trash. But we landed, went and spoke with the fuck. What are they? They're surveyors. Yeah. At least that's what I remember. They're surveyors. We went and talked with them, got ourselves situated, and then we went and talked to the other people that have decided that Bionational,
Bionational, yep.
yeah, Bionational has jurisdiction over this place, which they may or may not, but until the courts say that they do or do not, we informed them that the surveyors will continue their jobs as they wish now that they have their own security. They didn't like that too much, but then the main guy, I guess, came out and he was much more hospitable.
Do you remember his
Until
name?
no, absolutely not.
So that was Dr. Vadim Egorov. He was in the mission briefing that General Vaughn would have described to you was a former UPP scientist.
Okay. Well, that explains why he lied to me about not knowing about the ship that was leaving system when we came in, because I air quotes warned him about a mysterious ship, in the area. I don't believe I said anything about it being UPP, because that sounds like it would have been very dumb of me to say, so I probably didn't. And then we went back. I think we sort of just like got ourselves situated in like the camp and all that stuff. And then we took like an hour and a half setting up watch.
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass to track.
Yeah, I can't wait to do it again. But while we were doing our watches, Bill interrupted some some exhibitionism, just doing it out in public.
They were behind a
I'm
building.
Yeah, but they were still, out. We heard some noises in the woods that I was about to go check out because I can't remember what. I think I was playing Pope at the time. I was about to go check them out until God told me that it sounded like it was a mile out in the woods, and I'm not doing that shit. So I didn't do that.
It was
And
also
then,
kind of funny that you were thinking about taking the medic android out in the woods by himself.
yeah, I mean, he can't, get bit by stuff and get poisoned and all that. Would have been fine. But then later on, someone else heard gunfire coming from what's it called? The other place. I believe they're set up like in the ruins or next to the ruins, right?
Right outside the ruins because they're an archaeological team.
Yeah, that's right. But we heard some gunfire from that area, which was, reverberating off the mountains and everything like that since we're in a valley.
Yep. Noise travels far here.
Also, I believe that the other security force people were doing some recon on us that we're going to have to return the favor because of.
Well, we ended the session with hearing gunshots coming from their area, so we might not have to worry about it.
Is that where we ended it?
We technically ended in the morning, but you heard gunshots off from that direction.
Okay.
Yeah. We heard the 40-mile away gunshots because of the reverberation off the mountains.
Look, all right. There were a lot of things I had to keep track of. I'm not perfect when I write scenarios. So, yes, the mountains are like the fucking sound enhancers. Anyway, in addition to that, I actually want to go to Tad. Tad, because you are specifically dealing with kind of another thing. Do you want to give a recap of what Zarina has been dealing with?
Sure. I went to do some medical checkups on the colonists and see if anyone had any problems, and it turned out one of the guys got attacked by a spooger. I looked him over and I initially thought he had some kind of infection, and then I took him back to the ship to do further tests on him, and it turned out he had some kind of fungal thing going on, and I mostly just messed around with that until around the end of the episode. I figured out that if I heat them up, it looks like it might cause something to happen. So I think we left off on that medical mystery with what was it, Pope and Zarina about to heat him up as much as they can and just trying to keep him going.
Yeah, so you had maintained a temperature in the auto dock of about 99 degrees for his internal body temperature. And when the watches were over, you were going to have Pope come in and see if you could raise it by at least another couple degrees. You know, obviously, I'm
Yeah.
assuming you're not trying to burn him out, but
No, just
No,
bring
set
him
him on
into
fire.
like a safe fever distance.
yeah. And then, yeah, it was morning time. So, Randy, does Randy have anything to add to the recap?
Nah.
Man, a few words, Randy. All right. So, um, all right. So, like I said, we are starting off in the morning. So, this is your second day at the survey camp for Asenko. You guys just finished your watch, and when you were last talking to Anissa, who is the head of operations there, she said that they were going to take off for the survey in about 3 hours. Yeah, I think that's where we left off because you had just talked to Anissa after she told you that because it's about
Oh,
an
yeah.
hour ATV drive to the archaeological camp by Bionational.
Yeah.
So we know that Pope and Zarina are going to be inside of the Almeyer working on David. Or no, it was Danny. Sorry, not David. It was
Yeah.
Danny. So that's what those two are doing. Keegan, you mentioned that Bill was interested in heading towards the archaeological camp.
Yeah, not only because of the gunfire, but because they've been reconning us, so I want to recon them.
Do you remember what was the potential recon evidence that you had?
It was tracks.
Yeah, there were tracks, and I believe Randy, he saw someone? Is that right?
Yeah. I think he
Yeah.
saw two people get off an ATV and check you guys
Yeah.
out with like binoculars.
Yeah, and then you discovered tracks behind the Almeyer. Okay.
Wow, they got behind. Wait, behind the Allmeyer, as in like really close to it, or in the, I believe it was in the trees, in the tree line, right?
It was in the tree line, but it came
Okay.
up towards the ship. It wasn't like
Okay.
super close, but they were within at least 20 yards.
Okay.
And then because you
like
saw the
that.
footsteps come, and then the footsteps turned around and went back to the tree line.
All right. 20 yards is throwing distance. I'm going to before doing anything in the morning, I would like to do a full inspection of the exterior of the ship.
All right, go ahead and give me observation.
Oh, great! I'm so good at this. All right. Oh, I probably shouldn't have a stress,
No,
But-
nobody has stress.
but I'm gonna push that.
Okay, so that's what you would have had.
Okay. Yeah, I figured.
I mean, that's yeah. You didn't need to roll again, but I'm glad that the second roll was exactly the same.
Well, if I pushed it, then it would have
well, you
been a
should.
separate roll. So
Well,
I
you-
needed to roll again.
Well, no, because you shouldn't have had any stress to begin with. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's fine. So yeah, no, you don't notice anything on the outside of the ship. Looking around, you don't see what looks like any tracks towards the ship, but I mean, yeah, inspecting the outside, like it's kind of dirty. You know, like it's not stormy right here. Like I said, the valley is pretty temperate, but you would have been buffered around quite a bit by the atmosphere on your approach.
I'm just gonna stand there and look at it, just like, man, I feel like the atmosphere should have burned all this dirt off. And then I'm done.
I just like right now I'm hearing the epic music from the soundtrack that I had, and it started to like raise, and then it was just Keegan, and then I'm done. All right. So I know what Zarina's doing. What's Randy doing right now?
I want to be in my nest.
Okay, so you're back on top of the administrative building?
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, everyone, like I said, nobody really questioned you when you got up there. So people are kind of avoiding you a little bit, but you also notice that there's a couple of people who kind of point over at you because you got the ghillie suit and the fucking sniper rifle, and you're on the tallest point in the camp. And so there's a lot of people avoiding you, but there's a couple people who point over at you, and they look almost like relieved. Like they're kind of like they're kind of happy that they've got a sniper posted in their camp.
I'm gonna keep an eye on them most.
You're not supposed to be happy about this. Pow. All right. So, Bill.
Yeet.
So what are you gonna do next?
Well, I will probably do some patrols of the camp just to see if anything else happened on my when I wasn't on my watch to notice in the daylight.
I mean,
After
best you can tell, it doesn't look like anything approached the actual perimeter wall.
after that, I would like to ask Randy if he would be down to go scout out the place with me. I could use his sniper eyes.
That's what I'm doing up here.
Yeah, but they're 40 miles away. You can't see them from there.
You don't know that.
And
I can hear them. Maybe I can see them.
Okay, look.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
he's
look
an
at the
elf
mountain.
from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
For
I'm
the
gonna
love
look
of
at the
God.
mountain. Can I see light reflecting?
No, you can't see them from that far. Look, I made a mistake. Now it's canon. You can hear really far because of the stupid mountains. Get over it.
Man, don't fart around here. Everyone will know. Yeah, let's go.
All right.
The mountains are concave or something.
Yeah.
All right. Are you taking... I hate you. Are you taking anybody else with you?
I don't think Wayne's doing anything if you want him with you.
Yeah. Let's grab Wayne.
All right, so you're going to take Wayne. I think that just leaves Wilkes. Are you going to leave Wilkes at the camp, or are you going to take him with you, or...
Yeah, I'll leave Wilkes and Pope behind. That way, we still have people at the camp, and I feel like a small team is best for recon.
Makes sense. Okay. Also, quick side note: does anybody have a video game soundtrack that they think would be good background for this? Because I'm playing Dead Space and it's very action oriented and it's throwing me off.
Alien Isolation.
Isolation.
I put in Alien Isolation, and like there are 3 songs that have not been flagged for copyright.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Or at least deleted. I'm not entirely sure what happened.
What about like Amnesia?
Ooh,
Alien Colonial Marine soundtrack.
I don't trust that.
Why?
Because I'm specifically looking for video game.
That is a video
That's
game.
a video game.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, it is, yeah.
One of the worst video games ever made, apparently. But you know.
Hey! It was.
You're not wrong.
All right,
Talk about it.
playing Colonial Marines. Here we go. All right, thank you, Chris. It's
Can't wait for
actually
this to get
themed.
muted.
Shut up. All right. Anyway, we've had good luck with the video game music. Anyway, all right. So, Bill, Randy, and Wayne are heading towards the archaeological camp. Pope and Zarina are inside the Allmeyer investigating Danny's condition, and then Wayne is posted up Wilkes is posted up in the camp.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow, this music is also very heavy. It's very good, but it's very heavy right now. All right, so no, I'm glad you told me about it, but I'm going to save it. Unless I can't find anything better.
Alien versus Predator Extinction.
You shut up.
It's a very old game.
I don't like to think about Alien versus Predator, okay?
Well,
What about
that
the
was
last one?
it was an RTS game.
Oh.
The last one, the last Alien game.
No, the last Alien versus Predator movie. Is that the one with the alien predator dog?
Pretty sure that was AVP 2, and probably.
Oh. I one of them had Olivia Munn in it, and there was a dog that was like a predator dog.
Yeah, Alien versus Predator Extinction it was from like the PS2 era, and it was just like a alien, predator, and human RTS.
That seems like a
think-
bad genre for.
All right,
this
so anyway,
universe.
we're going to stick with the Colonial Marines OST because Amnesia also only shows like 3 tracks.
Okay.
We'll have to look into that later to get like a good like background atmospheric for when there's not action, but that's an OST.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all 3 of us will have to look into it later.
I won't.
That's why he said all 3.
Just wanted to make sure you all understood.
All right, so Zarina and Pope. So you two are inside the Allmeyer right now. You've got Danny. You've got Danny out with you. He has been placed under pretty heavy sedatives for the last several hours. He's still sleeping. You've maintained his body temperature at 99. The fungus that you've been noticing within his bloodstream, it seemed to slow down with the higher temperature, but seemed to clump up a little bit more aggressively. But its spread seemed to at least slow down. The wound itself, the swelling looks like it's starting to subside. You get a much stronger citrus smell coming from it, though.
Okay.
You also notice that it's starting to turn purple around the edges of the wound.
With the fungus, obviously talking to Zarina, with the fungus in there, perhaps a blood transfusion would be best.
We could try that. Run it through dialysis.
Yeah,
Does
I'm
Otto
sure
have-
the auto doc has
Yeah.
that.
The autodoc can run dialysis, absolutely.
Okay. I mean, that's not a bad plan. We can try having it like keeping him at a warm temperature so it's clumped up and see if the dialysis can filter out the clumps. But I do want to get a better look at the purpling wound and just see if I can figure out what's going on with that.
We could take a scraping of it.
That's true, we could. Yeah. I'll take like maybe not a scraping, but like a cotton swab and get a good sample of it and look at it under a microscope if I have it.
Okay.
And if I don't, I'll just squint real hard.
All right. Go.
I'll squint real hard too.
God damn it. Go ahead and make a medical aid roll. I'm assuming Pope is aiding you, so I think that gives you a bonus die.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Jesus.
Oh,
Wow.
I see.
1, 2,
Can I-
3, 4, 5, 6, 10 dice and no successes. You can push that.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna push that. There we go.
All right.
Okay.
4 successes. All right. No stress. Good. So that's a lot. All right. So yeah, you you know, you have some trouble a little bit, and then you're like, oh, you know, it would probably help if I actually like turn the microscope on.
This ain't a job for squinting.
Nah, not really. No. So you're looking at a little bit of the sample that you took. Since you just swabbed it, you don't have like a big sample, but you were still able to get some tissue off of it. Obviously, the tissue again looks very necrotic, like you can see a lot of the cells appear to be dying. You also notice that the purple tinge doesn't actually seem to be coming from the tissue itself.
Okay.
Uh,
Is there? There's like a
looking
fungus. I'm guessing.
There's a little bit of fungal growth, but you also notice a small amount of, you're not able to really identify it, of this purplish chemical.
Hmm.
It appears to be organic, but it's not fungal. It's obviously not from him. It has some organic compounds, but it's not like anything you would have seen before. But there's only very small trace amounts of it.
Is that what smells like citrus?
Yes. Very
Okay.
strong citrus smell coming from the sample.
Could I run fuck, I forget what they're called. Put it in a thing that tells me its chemical composition.
Oh, what is that called? Specometer?
Yes, I think so. Something
Whatever,
like
however
that.
you say it.
Yeah.
Give me a second here. You don't have anything. Well, actually, no. The med lab is a combination science lab for Mr. Gannon. You wouldn't know how to run it, but Mr. Gannon would have information on that.
Okay, I would probably get a larger sample of this and ask Mr. Gannon if he could run that through the spectrometer.
Okay. Since you got 4 successes, I'm not going to make you roll again. You can get a pretty easy sample. It doesn't seem to like bother him at all. You're more or less cutting off necrotic tissue.
Okay.
But he does tell you it's going to take a little bit of time to run that through.
Okay. I will probably try to clean more of the necrotic tissue out of the wound then.
Okay.
While that's happening.
Are you going to attempt the dialysis?
For right now, I don't see how that could hurt. So yes, keep him
Okay.
warm. Start him on dialysis.
All right, we're going to pause on you guys. So let's go over to Randy, Bill, and Wayne. Oh, that's all three of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so the three of you are making your way down the kind of predetermined trail there that runs between the survey camp and the archaeological camp. How close to the archaeological camp are you getting?
On the uh, on the quads, probably not very close. Probably like a mile and a half, 2 miles away.
Okay.
Uh,
So when you make your way down there, it looks very much the same as yesterday. You've noticed that the wind has picked up a little bit and it's much more overcast than it was before. And the temperature's dropped by about 5 degrees, so it's probably in the lower 60s right now. But besides that, it looks more or less the same as you're approaching.
okay. Well, are I'm assuming that things are still ran on gasoline in this universe.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, they use oil, but I think they use oil for plastics.
Like,
Yeah. Well, you're always
Go ahead.
going to need some kind of oil for lubrication.
Yeah.
Moving parts.
what I'm wondering is how loud are these ATVs, even with the mountains.
Look. The ATVs
Listen,
are
it's canon
probably
now. I need to take these things
the
into consideration.
ATVs are probably about the same, like maybe slightly quieter than a normal ATV, but the alien universe is very industrial, so I'm going to say that they're still relatively loud. I'm also going to say that the echoing mountains are only for certain, like, I don't know.
Gunshot sounds.
Yes. They've got to be really loud noises of a certain like pitch or whatever to actually echo like that.
Okay.
Like how gunshots normally echo.
Yeah.
Like above a certain decibel.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
If one of these
Understood.
backfired, they would hear that from 40 miles
yeah.
away.
For sure. So,
Yeah. I thought of a way to make that make more sense, by the way, if you want to switch the cannon around.
How's that, Tad?
It's not actually 40 miles away. It just takes, because of the rounds, like the ground's craggy or whatever, we can't go full speed on the ATV, so it's only like a couple miles away.
You know what? Let's say that. Let's say it just
Okay.
takes a long time on the ATVs to get there.
Yeah, we can't go full throttle on the ATVs because it's rocky here.
Very
Super
disruptive terrain. I like that better than stupid Echo Mountains.
Well, in that case, how long does it take to walk there?
It's very rocky, uneven terrain, so probably a decent while.
Takes an hour to get there by via ATV, probably at least twice that on foot. You
All
could
right.
hurry, but you might roll your ankle.
It's kind of like the difference between walking and taking an all-terrain vehicle on difficult terrain in real life.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, so how close are you getting to the goddamn camp?
D-
Close enough to see it through binoculars.
yeah, without having them hear a ATV roll up.
Okay. So you guys are able to maneuver. If you go a little bit more to the east, you can get to another kind of hill that would have a better vantage point. You're probably about 1.5 miles away from the camp when you go there, and you would know the sound shouldn't travel down to them. Like I said, it's a little bit quieter than a normal ATV, a little bit deeper, and the wind has picked up a little bit, so it probably shouldn't alert them as far as you're aware. But you managed to get up on that the hill and start overlooking the camp. You can tell kind of what you saw beforehand. The camp is smaller than the survey camp, but it looks like the buildings, like the prefabricated buildings and walls that they use, are a little bit more advanced, a little bit higher quality. You can see that sort of like the hybrid between a dropship and a long-range transport, the Mantis, is parked there. Kind of inside the perimeter wall. You see the 2 sentry guns facing the gate. You also see 2 additional sentry guns on either end of the wall pointing inside. Or not pointing inside, but they're currently like looking inside of the wall and rotating. Those ones seem to be more of an arc, whereas the sentry guns at the front are mainly just guarding that one gate. You can also get a better look at the structure. Again, big round with the wall around it, with the smaller round building up front that you can see has the kind of plastic moved around it. You see a few individuals milling about, including the security team. And is there anything specific that you guys are looking for?
I'm going to try to figure out if this place seems more military than a archaeological dig site. Like if it seems more organized for a military compound than anything else.
Make me a command check.
Oh, great. Okay. Oh, all right.
Hey,
That's
you
not
did
bad.
it.
Give me the panic roll first.
Ah,
7.
Oh, that's
You develop a
something.
nervous twitch. Your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you increase by 1.
Now we call these NPCs, so does Wayne's stress level increase by
Yes,
1?
Wayne's stress
Okay.
level increases by 1. They're secondary characters, so yes. So you're overlooking the camp, and it's kind of weird. What's kind of stressing you out is it's almost like a combination. You can tell that this is much more security. First of all, it's weird that an archaeological team has security with them.
especially security enough for sentry guns.
Yeah. The fact that they've got sentry guns, they've got a fairly militarized ship, which that by itself maybe isn't that weird for a security team or mercenaries or anything like that. But as reinforced as those walls are, the fucking sentry guns and the gear that the security team is carrying, in addition to being more UPP models, are also kind of not advanced, but they're definitely military models that shouldn't be available to people in a normal market. So it's definitely set up like you don't know what an archaeological dig would really look like. This isn't set up like a military camp, but it has the defenses of a military camp.
Okay.
Like, it's much more defense than you would expect something like that to have. It's much greater defense than you guys brought for the survey team. Like, it's an unusual amount for what they're claiming to do. Like, you would expect, like, a small base to have that kind of security.
All right. Can I also, or maybe someone else might be able to see if if there's any evidence of why the guns were firing last night?
I mean, you guys can make observation checks.
Might
Oh,
as
me,
well.
me.
I assume we all can, but
Yes.
yeah.
2 successes
I mean-
for Randy, 1 success for Bill,
Hey, you got one.
and 2 successes
Nice.
for Wayne. Nice. Everyone got successes. You don't see anything that would
You
tell you
motherfucker.
anything. I will tell you, because some of you got 2 successes. It doesn't, from what you heard, it was coming more to like the west of the camp, not from the camp. Like, it sounded like it was coming from like a wooded area.
They probably encountered spookers.
It could be.
But yeah, there's no signs near this camp of any actual like combat. You don't see any spent rounds. You don't see any additional disturbed earth. You don't see any like scoring or anything like that on the walls. There's nothing to indicate that they would have been in any sort of combat situation.
All right. Can you remind me, like in directions where this camp is in relation to the survey? I believe you said it was to the west.
It's
No,
to the north.
That can't be right. Yeah, it's to the north. All right.
By the way,
I might. Yeah.
gas spectrometer.
Oh yes. So I was kind of right with the spectrometer.
Yeah.
It's a gas spectrometer. Cool. I kind of know
So,
things.
I guess when we go here with the survey, I might ask one of the surveyors to, survey the western side, see if I can see anything over there.
Wait, what do you mean when the survey? What?
Because the survey people are going to be going into this area, right?
They have predetermined areas that they're going into that you guys are
Oh.
supposed to escort them into. They've
Okay.
they surveyed this area. That's how they found the ruins.
Well, I wasn't sure if they were done surveying it.
Well, yeah, because it would have taken at least like a couple weeks. They said that when they got to the ruins, they left the ruins alone, but they would have surveyed the rest of the area. There's only a few spots that they need, and they already know what those spots are.
Okay. Well, never mind then. All right. Well, sounds like we have a majority of the info we're gonna get from reconning here. But if there's anything you guys would like to investigate.
This was your little adventure.
It was.
All right. Well, then I guess my little adventure is over.
All right, so you guys just heading back?
Take one last look. Are they pulling anything out of the ruins?
Everyone make observation.
Okay. Nice.
All right, so everyone but Bill. So you guys are looking. You actually do notice that there is some activity by the little like plastic quarantine thing that they have set up outside of that first smaller dome. You can see a couple of people in it looks kind of like biohazard suits moving back and forth, and you actually do see probably like 4 individuals walk in, and then a couple minutes later, it looks like they're pushing this very large, long brown object out of the opening.
All right, that means nothing to me.
Well, you didn't see it.
Yeah, which is why it means nothing to me.
Yeah, but you guys would have noticed that. It looks like they're dragging some very large object out of the front area, and it looks like they're kind of dragging it off to the side underneath, sort of like a tent area that they have set up. But the object is big. Like, it's at least 5 feet across, maybe 9-10 feet long. You can see Dr. Agarov very excited moving near it, kind of guiding them towards the tent.
Can I shoot it?
Shoot the box?
Yeah.
If you would like.
Can I shoot it at Keegan? Oh, I'm sorry. Bill.
I would prefer you don't.
Philip.
Billiam.
My name is Bill.
Philip.
I like Billip.
Well, that's fantastic because my name is Bill. But yeah, I feel like we are the only other people on this planet right now with guns, so they would immediately come to us. So
I'm also
maybe
going to
not.
assume if you ask him if you can shoot it, that you're pointing it out to Bill.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I have no idea what that is. Was that like a casket? I don't know. Does is it just like a tube, or
No, it's square.
does it have any like obvious openings, or does it look like they're just moving a big rock?
It's kind of hard to tell, but it does not look like a rock. It looks like a box.
Well, they found a big box. Good to know. Good to know.
There could be a lot
right.
of things in that big box.
It's a very large box. There could be hundreds of things. Some would say thousands.
What are you doing?
Well, I feel like that's all we can gather from here, so we'll probably just head back to camp.
Okay, so you guys start heading back. I will just say now for Wilkes, there isn't really anything happening at the camp besides everyone else is kind of gathering their gear and getting ready for the surveys. Everyone kind of looks a little excited that they're finally going to be able to finish their jobs, but there isn't really anything else going on around the camp right now. God, this is so heavy. The music.
The
Sorry.
music?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like it was like this heavy orchestra music. It's just like, stop. I don't need you yet. I need you soon, but not yet.
Well, now hang on.
I just like saying little things like that. It doesn't mean anything. Don't worry. So Pope and Zarina. So you guys start performing the dialysis. Again, he's still sedated. You hook him up, to the tubes and stuff within the autodoc, and it starts to perform the dialysis. Are you still keeping the temperature at 99, or are you turning it up a little bit?
I think we said we were turning it up.
Yeah, just giving him like basically just like a fever, but like a safe fever, so maybe like 102, 103.
That's a pretty high fever,
Is it?
I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, maybe like 100, 101.
Okay, so 101. 101 should be fine. Like 103 and 104 is actually kind of high.
Yeah, I believe that's like scarlet fever levels.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering right.
101 is probably the highest I'm going to say. I'm probably wrong, but I'm just going to say 101 is probably the highest you can do while being, like, safe.
Call your doctor if your temperature is 103 Fahrenheit or higher.
Okay, so 102.
Yeah, I'm his doctor, so, I already know about it.
So what temperature are you putting at? Because you can put it wherever you want.
We'll put him at like
300.
100. Jesus. Uh, well, he'd be boiling.
I mean, it get rid of the fungus.
That's true. It would get rid of the fungus. We'll go with 102.
102.
Yeah, 102 is considered a low grade fever, so
Okay. So you raise the temperature in there a little bit. You can see him he's starting to like move around a little bit more. You start performing the dialysis, and it's starting. There's like a tank next to the auto dock that it's kind of flushing everything through, and you can actually see this kind of like dark sediment starting to settle on the bottom as it's kind of filtering some of that fungal material out. But it's actually large enough that you can see it with your eyes, like you don't need a microscope for it. And it's starting to almost like fill up a layer. As you look, it's sort of like, because the temperature is so much higher, it's clumping together almost like a sponge towards the bottom, and it's actually almost appears to be moving.
that's probably not good.
So, the dialysis machine continues, and then you see the kind of like dark material at the bottom of the tank spike upwards, and the tank shatters, spilling blood everywhere. I need Zarina to make increase your stress by 1.
Okay.
As you guys watch after this tank explodes, you see more of this guy's blood just pouring out of the tube, just onto the floor. And you see the black mass separate into 4 different elongated shapes.
I'll stop the dialysis.
Yeah, I will plug the tube. I'm pretty sure that's how dialysis works.
Okay, so you're going to move over to the tube?
Yee.
All right, Tad, for Zarina, go ahead and give me a medical aid roll. Messing around with the Autodoc's computer. Get a bonus dice for it, though.
Okay. So 1, 2.
2. All right, so you're able to stop the dialysis protocol from going through. For Pope, so you move over to start plugging the tube that was connected there. Now that the dialysis machine is stopped, it's just stopping whatever's still left in it. As you move up there, one of the 4 shapes that have separated from that black mass, it kind of slithers upwards, almost like a snake, as you see 3 flaps kind of spread from one of its ends, each flap filled with rows of teeth as it lunges towards Pope.
Well, that doesn't make any sort of sense.
That's going to be a hit. I believe Pope wears armor, though.
Yee.
Go ahead and give me an armor roll.
I currently have Bill's up, but he has the same armor, so I'll just use that. 2.
2. All right. So you take 1 point of damage
What?
as this thing latches onto your leg and starts wrapping around it, kind of trying to constrict you. You notice that all 4 shapes are starting to grow slightly larger. And with that, I'm going to need initiative from you 2.
Okay. 5.
6. All right, and then give me a second. 2 and 7. Okay. All right, so it is technically their turn first. So that one is latched on to Pope right now. Another one is going to lunge at Pope. Go ahead and give me armor, Pope.
1.
1. All right. That's fine. So it lunges at you, but it's not actually able to grab onto anything as it kind of slides off of your armor.
Okay.
The other 2 slither their way over towards Zarina. So first one is going to... Okay. So Zarina, your stress dice increases by 1 as one of them just kind of like descends to its full height, which right now is only like 4 feet, but like hisses at you. And then the other one is going to lunge at you, and that's going to be a hit. I'm going to need you to make an armor roll for me.
1.
1. All right. So you take 1 point of damage as it takes kind of like a chunk out of your waist, but it doesn't start to wrap around you like it did Pope.
Okay.
All right, and then that makes it Zarina's turn.
Okay. I guess a two-part question here. Is there a fire extinguisher in here, and is it the kind that makes things really cold?
There. Trying to think if there would be a. I'm roll a d6.
Okay. Fine.
There's a fire extinguisher, but it's chemical.
Okay, then that's not gonna be very helpful. I doubt. Would I have had my guns near me?
I mean, you probably wouldn't have your rifle, but your sidearm it would be in a holster at your hip.
I don't have a sidearm. I have an incinerator and I have a pulse rifle.
Oh. Do you normally carry an incinerator or a pulse rifle inside your own ship during medical examinations?
I mean, theoretically, I have to be combat ready, so it'd probably be nearby at the very least.
Well, let's see. The med lab. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Where's the med lab? All right, research lab. I mean, it's near the crew quarters, so you could run to the crew quarter section to grab it. Your locker's probably not, like, terribly far away.
Okay. I guess I just look at Pope and I say, "Be right back," and then I run to grab my rifle.
All right, are you using your action to, I don't know what it's technically called in the system, but to disengage safely?
Yeah.
Okay. So Zarina runs out of the room. Pope, your turn.
All right. Well, I will. I mean, I guess I'll. Do I have a sidearm? Hang on.
He should have a pistol.
I do not see a pistol on here. All I see is the M4A3, unless that is the pistol.
I'm pretty sure that's a
That's
pistol.
the
Yeah.
pistol, yes.
All right. Well, I guess I'll take a shot at the. Can I hit the one that's latched onto me, or is that just a narrative thing?
No, I mean, you can shoot at it. It's not narrative, I'll tell you that. It's not just
Okay.
narrative.
Oh, all right. Well, then, yeah, I will shoot that one.
Okay.
Kablowy. Nice.
One. All right. So yeah, you managed to shoot the one that's wrapped around your leg, and it lets go the moment it takes a little bit of damage.
Take that, fungus.
So yeah, you shoot it, and it falls to the ground. You notice that you shoot it like right in the middle, and you notice that it kind of slithers apart, and then one, like the back end of it that you blew off, it looks almost like it's growing a head, like another one of those like 3 flap heads.
I don't like that. All right.
So it looks like you shot it in half, and it's essentially turning into 2.
Well, that's no good.
All right, so that's it for for you. So back to them. No, sorry, I did that wrong. They don't get 2 turns, but it's still back to them anyway
Good.
because it's the first of the start of the round.
All right, you jerk. How dare you?
All right, so so there's 5 now.
Sure is.
One of them slithers out towards the crew quarter area. 2 of them slither towards Danny, and the other 2 slither towards Pope. So Pope, give me an armor roll.
Armor. 2.
Nice. So you actually managed to reflect any damage that this one would have done to you, as it kind of like tries to bite, but is not able to actually latch onto your armor. The other one just whiffs it completely. And then the 2 climb up on Danny, who can't do anything about it, so they just start like biting him like lampreys. And then we're going to go to Zarina. So Zarina, the crew quarters are pretty close, so since you would have spent your turn kind of going there, you're in the crew quarters now.
Okay. I said grab my rifle, but on second thought, the incinerator would probably be better against these. I just don't know how safe that would be. Well, if I'm, can I grab both?
I mean, yeah, it'll just take you probably your full turn.
Mm, I'll grab the incinerator and then just stay in the hallway with it.
Okay. You do notice one of the kind of like snake-like creatures making its way down the corridor towards you.
Okay, can I fire at it?
Yeah. I'll say it was a fast action to grab the incinerator.
All right. So, okay.
So
Mhm.
complete fail with a face hugger. So go ahead and give me a panic roll. You can't push it because you got a face hugger, but you managed to keep it together. So you notice that you didn't have the pilot on
Okay.
for the incinerator. You tried to shoot it, and you just managed to like squirt some fuel on it.
Well, it'll just burn
that'll
extra
be
better.
useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's you, Keegan. It's Pope's turn.
All right. Well, seeing that shooting. Oh, I'm an idiot. Seeing that shooting didn't really work out too well in my favor. I'm going to try to hit it with my cutting torch.
Okay, which one?
Uh, would it be safe to try to hit the ones that are on Danny with it?
With a cutting torch?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Probably not. I mean, maybe if you took like extra time and care, but you're not able to do that in a combat situation.
All right, I will try to get the ones off of myself so that I will be more capable of helping Danny. I cannot remember if the cutting torch has a bonus or not.
I think it might.
I'll
I
grab
remember
the
it being.
book.
I remember it being a really good weapon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
when I was
cutting torch is
using it,
pretty good.
yeah, when I was using it as a Lucas, it was real strong.
But remember, it has a power supply.
Yeah,
That was the one
but I'm
thing I
also
think
a robot.
that doesn't matter.
Does it not?
That affects ammo. Power supply, it doesn't matter if
Oh.
you're an android or not because it's not stress dice,
I see.
technically.
I imagine we can just recharge that though
I mean, yeah.
after combat.
But,
Yeah.
I mean,
Way
you're on
to
the
take
ship.
the fun
so-
out of it.
No, there's no bonus. It does 3 damage.
Okay, so it's just close combat.
It's just close combat.
All right. Well, Pope is real good at this. Oh, okay.
No, that's still 2 hits. You converting it to damage?
They're both on me right now.
Well, they're not on you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just convert it to damage.
All right. So you managed to you slash the cutting torch across the one closest to you, and it almost looks like its black skin boils as the whole thing just kind of disintegrates as after you pass the torch over it.
All right. I will shout out that fire seems to be effective.
Trying.
As Serena's just got a fucking pocket lighter, like, come on.
Mhm.
All right. That brings it to their turn. So you took out 1. So the other one is going to attack Pope. Pope, make armor.
Two.
All right. It doesn't manage to do anything to you. And then the one that Zarina was trying to hit with a flamethrower moves up to Zarina and tries to take a bite. Zarina, armor.
Two.
Okay. You guys are fine, as these things have a really hard time getting through your armor, apparently. The 2 that are on Danny, Pope, you're able to see Danny actually almost looks like he's getting skinnier in front of your eyes as you see these things just getting fatter and fatter as they're latched onto him.
Well, like 3 gallons of his blood just spilled on the ground, so he's
Yeah, there
probably
was-
not in a good spot.
There was also that. Because, dialysis is supposed to put the blood back in you
Yeah,
when it's
not
done.
doing that currently.
It's not doing
Yeah.
that, no. That's too much blood. But that makes it Zarina's turn.
Okay. There's no real like benefit to moving away from this thing, is there? Because it's just gonna move up and hit me. So I'm
More
just
or
gonna
less, yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm
I'm just-
gonna... Yeah, you can use the flamethrower without hitting yourself.
Yeah, I'll just flamethrower it then.
All right,
Hopefully.
let's see if this is better. Wow. Wow. Fail with a face hugger. Okay. Jesus.
Is it my whole turn to try that, or can I now try to run away?
You can run, but it would get an attack. Because you have to
Okay,
use
well.
your...
Well,
You managed to maintain your composure as you're still not able to light your actual incinerator unit. Whole time I just imagine Zarina's like, you just wait till this is lit, you motherfucker.
I mean, if I run, it's just gonna follow and get an attack. It's only gonna get 1 attack either way, so I guess I'll just stay here.
Okay?
Well, it'll get 2 attacks if I run.
Yes. These things are pretty fast.
Okay.
Pope, your turn.
All right, well, I will try to kill the other one, I guess.
Okay.
That is near me.
Yep.
Actually, would I be able to try to pull those things off of Daniel or Danny?
You can attempt it. If you move over there, that thing will get an attack on you.
Well, if I'm dead, I won't be able to help him, so I'll try to kill it.
Okay. Give me the cutting torch attack.
Got one.
Okay. The base
Oof.
damage is 3, so yeah, you're able to... Same thing as the first one. You kind of cut it in half, and you see it just boil and dissipate away. It leaves kind of like this black, not like a scorch mark, but like a smear on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
And after that, I will then move over to Danny, preparing to start pulling those things off.
Okay, Tad, what were you about to say?
since I still had a quick action, wasn't there like a dodge or something that I could do?
I'm trying to remember if that was quick.
It might not have been quick.
I think it may have been a slow action, but I'm trying to remember where that is in here. Give me 1 second,
Okay.
because this is good to know.
Yeah.
Why am I
Anything
looking
I
in the
can-
book? I have this on my screen.
Anything that can make it harder for it to hit me, because theoretically it could knock me down. Because they appear to do 2 damage, and I have 2 health.
Oh, hey. So no.
Okay.
There is no thing there. But remember, with your fast action, you can block and attack.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's a thing you can do when you're attacked in close combat.
You are correct.
I know. So that makes it their turn. Those 2 are still just latched onto Danny, getting a little bit fatter. But you also notice that they're kind of like ballooning up a little bit and just wiggling in kind of a pathetic way. The one that's by Zarina will attempt to attack.
And I will attempt to block. Is that just a
It's-
close combat?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Oh, hey. That's actually enough to reduce it, so you don't even have to worry about armor, but I do need a panic roll.
okay.
5.
Is the go ahead?
You still maintain your composure. What, Keegan?
Is the fast action the one you attack with, or
No, that's the slow action. Think of a fast action like a bonus action, and your slow action is your action from 5e.
all right, understood.
All right. So that brings it back to Zarina.
Okay, I'm gonna try to shoot it again.
All right. Try to shoot it again.
believe in you.
Theoretically, this will eventually work. This time it works.
Okay. Yeah. So that's 3 successes, 2 damage. I would ask you if you're going to do anything else besides convert it to damage, but I'm just going to tell you now that it doesn't matter.
Okay.
As you just like melt this thing instantly with the incinerator.
Okay.
But you can hear, you heard Pope obviously mention the fire thing. Pope, it is now your turn.
All right, I will attempt to remove one of the things from Danny.
All right, go ahead and give me. We're gonna say either close combat or heavy machinery.
All right, well, I will choose close combat.
Okay.
Heavy machinery, huh?
Yes.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
I can't push that. I'm a
You
robot.
can't. You're a robot. So yeah, you try grabbing on, but it's latched onto him pretty good.
All right, I will try again next turn.
All right, that makes it them. They again are still kind of ballooning. It looks like they're really stretched out. Like you're not sure how much more they could actually absorb from him or drink from him, I should say. Zarina, that makes it your turn.
All right, I'm gonna head back there. I guess I'll see that scene.
Yep.
I don't have a knife or anything. I guess I could just try to grab one because I can't incinerator these things off them without killing Danny.
All right, go ahead and give me close combat. The only reason I'm saying heavy machinery is if like you take your time, like to try to remove it.
Okay. Just trying to think of a way to keep it from hurting me after I grab it, but I can't really think of a way. So I guess I'll just grab it. I'll try. No, I won't.
Okay.
I mean, you can technically push because you didn't get a fail if you want to.
I feel like I gotta, yeah.
All right.
So we'll push it to the limit. I got one.
Nice. Give me the roll the panic first. 8. Tremble. You start to tremble uncontrollably. All skill rolls using agility suffer -2 until your panic stops.
Well,
But you are able to grab one and you yank it off. It immediately starts spewing blood all over Danny as he's like still laying in the auto dock. As it kind of just deflates in this disgusting stretched out sheen of whatever fungal skin this thing's made out of, as it just kind of wiggles limply in your hand.
okay. Does it look like it's dying?
It kind of looks like that, yeah. It's not attacking you.
Okay, well, we'll just toss it out into the hall for now, then.
Okay. Pope, your turn.
I will try to remove the other one.
Okay, go ahead. Give me the close combat.
Hey, I
One
got
success. So same exact thing. You spew Danny with blood as you pull this thing off, and it just deflates and kind of hangs limply.
Is there anything in here that I would be able to contain this thing in?
Well, this is Mr. Gannon's science lab that he specifically has to contain any evidence or samples that you're supposed to procure. So yes, there are containment units everywhere of different sizes.
I will throw this thing in
jar.
Specimen jar, thank you. All right, so you're throwing that thing in a specimen jar, Zarina.
Yes.
So Danny's laying there. He looks very emancipated. He is just drenched in blood.
I think you mean emaciated.
Emaciated.
Yeah.
What?
Man, you knew Lincoln.
So the Allmeyer explodes.
Sweet death.
So he's very emaciated. He's drenched in his own blood, but you start to notice these things starting to protrude from his skin. At first, they almost look like weird growths, but you see what look to be like maybe 2-3 inch long snake-like things, very similar to what you just dealt with, but there's about a dozen that are starting to push themselves up through his skin. All over his body.
I just look at Pope and I'm like, I think heat was the wrong way to go. I think we need to cool him down, actually.
Especially at this point, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean it's my best guess. Can I just hit like cool on the auto dock and have it
No.
like okay?
No,
I can't have it dump ice water on him or whatever.
No, you would have to get him into like a cryo tube if you want to cool him off.
Well, that would
Fire
cool him.
extinguisher.
Would.
I mean, I already asked that. It's a chemical fire extinguisher. Where are the cryo tubes? Are we far away?
Give me a second. Where the fuck is that? It's past the crew quarters, so you'd have to drag him through the crew quarters to get him to the cryo sleep area. So 2 zones. So like not terribly far, but like not instant. You can get him there really quick.
Yeah, but I have no other. I don't really have a way to cool him down. Well, I'll turn off the heating, obviously. But I have no way to crash cool him in here, so I think that's probably my best bet. Unless I can just spray him with cold water from like a sink.
So what are you doing?
I mean, I got a gash in my leg. I can probably just like start pouring my coolant on him.
You don't.
Mm-hmm.
You're not filled with coolant.
Okay.
Yeah, getting him to the.
Yeah. Do you think you can carry him? I'll run ahead and prep a cryo tube.
Yeah, I can probably do that.
Okay, we'll do that. I'll run ahead and get a cryo tube prepped, and he'll carry him.
Okay. So, give me a second here. So Pope, what? Why?
What?
Sorry. My computer was doing something. So Pope, I need you to roll me. I guess just roll me stamina.
2.
Ooh. Nice. All right, so yeah, you start to drag him out of the med bay, and you get him into the crew quarters. Go ahead and give me one more roll.
One.
Okay. So yeah, you drag him into the cryo area. I'm going to say that Zarina doesn't need to make a roll to actually get one of them prepped. As you drag him in there, though, you see several of the worms push themselves fully out of his skin and land on the floor. Probably about 6 or 7.
Can I squish him as I'm walking?
Yeah. I mean, you're squishing at him. Like you're able to kill somebody. He's still just popping them.
I'm not sure that that this is the most humane way to treat poor Danny anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot him in the face.
If my programming allowed it.
If nothing else, cryoing him will let us deal with this in a little bit.
Yes, once the sergeant gets back, maybe he will have an opinion on this.
What are you doing?
Fun fact, he won't.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw him in.
Yeah, throw him in cryo, close that.
Okay. You've got about, I'm going to say like 4 more of these things. Very small, though, like kind of slithering around on the floor, trying to like kind of like find like corners or whatever to crawl to.
I'm just going to start dousing them with the incinerator.
Okay. Yeah, if you use the incinerator, it's not hard. They're not as fast as the larger ones, and you're able to get them before they get too far away. When you get them into the cryo tube, you see a few more kind of force themselves out of his skin, as you can see just like black like webbing from his veins inside. But then the cryo tube activates, freezes him, and it looks like everything stops on the inside of the tube.
Tell you what, I'm really not liking that imagery.
Mm-mm.
What imagery?
The fucking worms coming out of his skin. I'm not liking that. I'm not liking that at all.
Yeah, they're just forcing their way out of his pores. You know, it's fine.
Oh man, like really big mobile zits.
Yeah, exactly.
or blot flies or
Oh,
bot flies.
yeah, they're
Flies.
bot fly. God
Yeah.
damn. Ugh.
But yeah, so you two are in the cryo bay. You get like a over the intercom inside the Allmeyer from Kowalski, just saying, "What the hell was that? We got fire alarms going off all over the med bay and cryo decks."
um,
Ship's haunted.
I also heard a gunshot at one point.
Ship's
I
haunted.
I just walk up to the talkie thing,
Intercom.
intercom, yeah, or whatever, and I'm just like, medical procedure gone awry. It's under control. The fire alarms are false alarms. That was because of my flamethrower.
You're what?
It's a long story. We'll explain it later. We got some cleanup to do.
Click.
Mhm.
I'm fine. Everything's fine here. Situation normal. How are you? All right. So we're actually, I'm going to go ahead and take a 5-minute break here. This seems like a good break spot before we get back with everybody else. So we're
Oh
going
man, we're gonna get yelled at.
we're going to switch over to the break, and we'll be right back for everybody else.
He didn't deny it.
All right, and we're back. So, you guys just
I'm
dealt.
front.
Keegan, take 1 point of damage.
On both characters.
That was just dumb. Anyway, we're back. So you guys just dealt with the kind of worm situation that you had with Danny, and you threw Danny inside the cryo bay. What are you two doing now?
We should probably clean up that whole
Yeah.
mess.
There's like a gallon of blood in the next room that we got to clean up for one.
Didn't you just like throw the one that you got off of him like out into the hall?
Yeah, we could throw that into a specimen jar
Well,
too.
that's assuming that it's still there. We should,
That's true.
know.
We should check that.
Yeah, it's just laying there. It's obviously passed away.
Okay. Well, I'll still put it in a specimen jar.
So pause on you guys for Wayne, Randy, and Bill. So you guys are finally making your way back to the survey camp. You've got about an hour until they wanted to head out on their individual surveys. You still have Wilkes just maintaining perimeter.
All right. Well, I'm thinking tomorrow we get a closer look. We'll do our air quotes jobs for today, but then tomorrow we'll get up bright and early and try to see what we're working with over there.
What are you guys doing?
I think we should just get back to
Going
camp
home.
for today.
You're at the camp.
Oh.
I
oh.
said you just got to the camp. You guys are just getting into the camp, and Wilkes is still just maintaining the perimeter. You know that thing
Yeah,
I just said
I
before
thought-
we started this?
Yeah, I thought that was a mistake. I thought that we were like on the way back. All right, never mind.
Why did you think that was a mistake? You just assuming that I'm making a mistake?
Well, I mean, things happen.
Yes.
Anyway, what are you guys doing? You're at the camp. You're at the survey camp. You're in the camp.
Well, we have an hour before they have to get going. I guess we should.
Refit and resupply. Oh my god, it's not that hard.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll
Fucking who
we'll do
put
that.
you in charge?
Curse our laziness.
God damn our laziness.
I mean, to be fair, you did put Keegan in charge before Keegan decided he was going to play the kind of dumb artificial womb soldier.
Yeah.
I think that we should go back to the ship and brief everyone on what we saw, figure out that whole thing happened, and see if Mr. Gannon has anything to say about perhaps the chemical thing, and if he immediately knows anything about the fungus monsters.
Okay, so you guys return to the ship.
Yep.
Are all three of you, or are you leaving Wayne and with Wilkes? Or are you bringing
Wayne
Wilkes
can-
with you?
Wayne can stay with Wilkes.
Okay, so Bill and Randy go inside the Allmeyer. You last knew that your teammates were in the medical lab. The moment you walk in, you can smell burnt something and a very strong smell of iron. And then when you make your way to the medical lab, you can see Pope and Zarina cleaning up a copious amount of blood, and there are some scorch marks around.
And Danny's gone.
And Danny's gone. You don't know where Danny is.
Hello. So, what happened?
Oh, hey. We were giving him dialysis, and the dialysis machine exploded into worms that we killed with a flamethrower, and now he's in cryo storage.
I hate how
Uh-oh.
concise that was.
I mean, questions asked and answered, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
That's the extent of my knowledge of the situation. Please don't ask more.
All right. Well, I guess since we're in the science lab now, we can also see the fungus monster.
Yeah. Well, you can see the weird, deflated, sad ones that are in the specimen jar dead.
Oh, they look so sad.
They look like deflated animal balloon.
So a balloon?
Well, no, it's a special balloon that you use for balloon animals.
Oh, I don't
Like
think
the
I've
really
ever
long
seen
one. The really long ones. They're like
All right.
sausages. Like really long sausages. How do you not know what that is?
I always just assumed that they were just like different kinds of balloon. I didn't know that they were like special.
Do you think they make balloon animals out of regular balloons?
No, well, hang on. You know what? This is getting off topic.
You thought that, didn't you?
Now he cares about being off topic.
Again, what kind of fucking childhood did you have? Not only was it not fun and you questioned everything, you didn't even have fucking balloon animals.
No,
Well, he would
apparently,
question them. His parents were probably like, "Don't even give him one."
or either that, or he had like a psychopathic uncle that tied animal balloons out of regular round balloons. They were always blowfish, like every balloon animal he got.
Well, they would have gave him one. He'd be like, "Doesn't look anything like a dog, does it?"
Anyway,
Okay, so it's not that you don't know what balloon animals are. Your parents actively kept you away because you made the other kids cry.
Anyway, does Doc, God damn it, does Mr. Gannon have any information for us on what the
Mr.
fuck?
Gannon's not in there.
Oh,
Believe it or not, he avoided the flamethrower and gunshot. And nobody's told him it's safe to go in there. So he's on the other side of the ship in the crew quarters, waiting until he gets the all clear because he's not military.
I will go inform him that everything's perfectly fine.
So he looks doubtful, and then he follows you to the medical lab. Once he gets in there and he sees the specimens, he immediately kind of perks up. He ignores the ridiculous amount of blood. Like the moment he walks in and sees the specimen, he does not care anymore. But he goes over there and he starts like examining the specimen jar. He's just like, "What in God's name is this?"
It came out of the boy who's now in cryo storage, by the way.
So he looks over and he says, "Okay, well, it was good that you put him in cryo storage. It's better to have a living sample of whatever the hell this is. Do you have, when you were examining him, did you take notes? Do you have any data, any recordings?"
I think I probably would have taken some notes as I went, yeah, and obviously I would have files of whatever, like, we saved of his, like, labs and shit like that.
And I imagine the autodoc probably saves all of that automatically.
Yeah, I doubt we have, like, a video recording of it, unless
No.
the ship did that, but other than that, yeah.
No, believe it or not, your Black Ops research lab does not have video recording. So Mr. Gannon just kind of nods. He says, "All right, well, I'm going to need access to all of those notes and files, and I'll start examining whatever this is right away and try to get you some answers, but it's going to take me some time.
Okay.
Give me at least a day."
Yeah, I'll transfer the files to him or email them to him or whatever. I'll give
Okay.
him copies.
Okay.
I want to keep copies for myself too.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he just says, yeah, I'll spend the rest of the day working on this, and then he looks at you guys cleaning up the blood, and he's just like, you could have Kowalski and Bashu do this. They are the flight crew and aren't actually part of the squad technically.
This is Biohazard.
He
Oh,
shrugs
so
and goes back to the specimen jar.
Seems incredibly rude to just make someone else do it just because you don't want to. I mean,
Mhm.
You are talking to a Wayland Yutani scientist.
that's fair.
Like you don't get to have morals if you're one of them.
Mhm.
All right, so yeah, you guys take your time finishing cleaning up. By the time you guys get done, you got maybe like 10 minutes before you need to start escorting the guys because there was a lot to clean up here.
Okay.
All right, well,
I do let Sergeant whatever
Yes,
Sergeant
Sergeant.
Bill. Okay. I do let you
Sergeant
know
Bill.
that they're probably not getting Danny back, and you might want to let them know. Just tell him where he has to be taken off planet to a facility for
Yeah,
treatment.
Mr. Gannon turns to you guys and specifically says, "Yeah, we need to keep Danny here. If anything, we need to turn him over to the UA so they can see what's going on. He is officially at this point evidence."
Yeah. So yeah, as commander in chief, you get to break that to them. Use whatever lie you want. Okay, see you later. Bye.
I mean, you're going with us.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna walk out there together.
Yeah, but you're gonna be the one talking. You're the leader. I'm just a doctor.
All right, well, this ought to be fun.
All right, so you guys heading back to the survey camp?
E.
Okay. So you guys go back and rendezvous with Wilkes and Wayne. So you see Anissa along with Dr. Hermanson, Dr. Vang, and Dr. Niftrick. And each of them have like 2 assistants with them. So there's 10 of them total. And so Anissa kind of just walks over to the 6 of you, since you would have or you would have gotten with Wayne and Wilkes, and she just says, "So everyone here has their equipment ready to go, and we should be ready whenever you guys are. But we have sites already picked out."
Excellent. Well, let's get moving.
Okay. So Anissa, she's gonna stay there. Because she's head of operations of the camp. So Anissa explains that she'll be staying at the camp. So she says, so Dr. Hermanson, who's the head of biology, is going to take 2 research assistants, and they're going to be looking over some samples over to the west. Dr. Vang and her assistants are going to, because they're head of environmental science, they're going to be taking some atmospheric readings up on one of the larger hills to the south past the tree line. And Dr. Nitfrick, who's head of geology, and his people are going to be looking at some rock formations to the east.
All right. Well, I do like rocks because I believe we only need like one person.
However you want
area.
it. I mean, however you want to split it up is really up to you. But there's only 3 people per team out of the NPCs. So you got 3 groups of 3. How are you splitting you guys up?
Do we should probably have at least one person in each group.
Main character,
So-
side characters, bam.
Do we want to split it up like that, where it's just each one of us has our own one?
I mean,
Isn't that literally what you said you just wanted to do? Was make sure everyone was in the, both?
Well,
That's the only way we can do it.
I was because we all have two characters, we could have two people in each one. Like everyone could have two players in it.
Yeah, I think we should keep the side characters and the main characters mixed up so that we at least have two people playing at once.
So that sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
That sound like a plan to you, Chris?
That is what I suggested. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I was the one that said that.
Poor Chris.
I hate you all so much.
So how are you
So, yeah.
splitting this up?
Oh, right.
Like I'm still waiting to hear who's going where.
Well, my one suggestion would be Pope. His combat is iffy if he runs against human combatants, so maybe put him with a good combatant. And Zarina is also iffy on the combat front. Actually, Zarina's pretty good. Never mind.
No, I think the other one who's iffy is going to be Wilkes, because Wilkes is just a pilot.
Yeah.
So how about Wilkes and Bill take the rocks? Randy and Pope take one of the other ones that I can't remember now.
So then me takes the last one.
Shit. Is Wayne good at combat?
Wayne is actually worse at combat than Zarina. Zarina rolls 6 die for ranged combat.
Wayne's
Right,
a
so how-
contact, so yeah. Wayne's not
Yeah.
super great either.
Yeah, Wayne rolls 4, 5. So Wayne rolls 1 less die than Zarina.
Okay, so
Would I have lost all my stress, by the way?
By now, yeah.
Okay.
You guys should be fine
also,
on stress.
how does healing for Pope work?
You have to be repaired, which you guys spent
Okay.
all that time cleaning, so...
That's fair.
Technically, Wayne would probably be our best mechanic, other than, I don't know about the pilot, but Wayne has 2 heavy machinery and 3 strength, so he's rolling 5 die to repair Pope. And he'll probably be stressed out by them, so even more. So maybe
Yep.
put Wayne with Pope.
The only problem with that is that's two not great combat characters.
All right, here. How about this? Who's going to be with Randy? Decide who's going to be with Randy.
Probably not Pope since he's hurt. So how about Wayne goes with Randy?
Well, Wayne could try to patch Pope up before we leave.
It would take too long.
Okay.
You would need at least an hour to try to do the actual repairs.
All right.
That's the one bad thing about androids; they don't heal automatically like people do.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wayne
Okay,
with
so-
Randy.
And where are they going? Biology or environmental science? What do you feel like, Chris? Biology or environmental science?
Environmental.
All right. So Randy and Wayne. And then so biology is going to be Pope and Wilkes.
Yeah, why not?
I thought Wilkes was with Bill, or was it?
Oh yeah, no,
Zarina
you
with
are.
Bill?
Yeah, no. Wilkes
Yeah.
is with Bill. Who does that leave?
It would be Zarina and
Zarina. Yeah.
yeah,
So Zarina,
Zarina and Pope. So both the medics.
Yes. Jesus fucking Christ.
Nothing can go wrong.
All
I
right,
mean, they can heal each other, but not really because he's a robot.
So is this the order everyone's fine with?
Yep.
It'll work, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Save. All right. So, like I said, Anissa's staying behind with the rest of the people that she has there. There's not a whole lot. The camp's relatively small without the primary 9, because there was, I think I said there was about 20 people here. A lot of the other people are just kind of like also research assistants, but who are working on samples that they already have. And then you actually see, as you guys are leaving, a couple of people are starting to pack things up. You guys know that there's one more survey that needs to be conducted tomorrow, and then they should be able to more or less leave once that's complete. So it looks like they're starting to get stuff together to get ready for that. But you guys split up into your respective teams with each of the survey doctors that they have, and you guys split up to go to your individual areas. Who wants to go first?
Keegan wants to go first.
I'll go first.
Okay. Keegan. So, okay, when I say go first, we'll go with primary. So, Bill and Wilkes. So,
All right.
Keegan and Chris. So, you guys go off with Dr. Marcus Niftrick, who is the doctor of geology. And you guys start heading towards a rock formation to the west. So the 5 of you are walking for, honestly, actually a couple hours. You make your way through the tree line. You don't notice a whole lot as you're going through. The forests of Colara are very similar to earth forests. They've got very large trees, and then smaller like ferns and stuff that kind of grow along the ground. There's twisted roots that make it kind of hard to walk past, but there's you hear some kind of like bird life. You're not able to get like a really great glimpse, but from the little bit that you can see, it looks like the birds here have 4 wings that are flying through the trees. You can hear insects, but you're not really able to make out a whole lot. You guys get past the tree line to the west and start kind of ascending this hill that is a relatively large rock formation. Give me 1 second here. So it's it's kind of a rocky hill with a rock outcropping, and it kind of forms almost like a very small plateau that stretches out a little bit. And once you guys kind of get over there, the doctor and his assistants kind of start spreading out and start trying to take rock samples. For Keegan and Chris, for Bill and Wilkes, what are you guys doing?
Well, they're taking samples. I guess the best thing we can do is keep an eye out for the other security guys. Make sure that they're not continuing to keep tabs on us.
Okay. How are you doing that?
I guess by just keeping a perimeter. I don't really know how else to do that.
Well, I mean, there is that rock outcropping. You could climb to the top of that. That would give you a pretty good sight line over the trees.
All right. I assume Wilkes is more observant than I am.
Haha.
Is that a haha no or a haha yeah probably or a hot
no.
like a haha you're dumb?
Haha, you're dumb.
Oh, okay. Because I roll 3 dice.
I roll 3 dice.
Oh, okay. Well,
Guess what Wilkes is really good at?
Seeing
Flying.
things.
He's really good at flying because he's a pilot.
Oh.
Most of his skill was maxed out and making him a really badass pilot.
Yeah, I guess I'll hop up onto the rock.
Okay. And then Wilkes. What is Wilkes doing right now? Like is Wilkes walking around doing like a patrol? Is he standing near a particular area? Is he off goofing off? Like what's Wilkes doing right now?
He's gonna eat an MRE while he watches these guys.
I mean, that's fair enough. What kind of MRE?
I don't know. What did they supply us?
I mean,
We don't get to choose.
you don't get to choose, but they gave you a pretty good variety. You are a Spec Ops team, after all. I'm going to say it's the beef brisket meal, because that's the only MRE I've ever eaten. It's okay. It's got really stale Twizzler bites, a surprisingly good cookie, and a really, really good Irish cappuccino.
Some crackers and like some peanut butter.
Yeah, there's some cheesy potatoes. And then the beef brisket's just very salty, but it's not bad. Anyway, so you're eating your MRE. Sorry, memories. So you're eating your MRE, kind of watching around. They're taking their samples. You know, Dr. Niftrick is getting all like excited looking at some of the rock formations. You know, you can overhear him talking about how a lot of these appear to be sediment. So it looks like there has been some upheaval in the area. So he's thinking that the valley actually isn't that old by looking at what's going on. So he's wondering if the planet has much more active tectonic plates. As they're kind of messing around, well, not messing around, as they're taking their samples, one of the assistants, you know, he's chipping away kind of at like the bottom of the rock outcropping, trying to get a sample of what looks almost like a kind of like a dirty quartz. Like it's still clear, but it looks very foggy, and he's trying to take that out. And he manages to get it out, and you notice this, or not Bill, because he's up top. Wilkes notices this huge crack just form all along the bottom of this rock outcropping. Before we get back to Wilkes, Bill,
Yee.
make observation.
Oh boy. Click.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, also I need to get rid of that stress.
You do, but so all successes, so 3 successes. All right. So this rock outcropping that you're on is actually very good vantage point. You can see over most of the trees. You can see your camp, and you can barely maybe make out where their camp would be. But you can see 2 ATVs coming from their direction heading towards the survey camp.
All right.
You also notice that the rocky outcropping that you're standing on starts shaking.
Well, that's not right. I would like to get off of this thing
Roll.
if it is shaking.
Roll mobility.
Oh, shit. Two.
2, nice. All right. So you're able to kind of like jump off of it right as you see this section of the rock outcropping just break off and start sliding down the hill. Wilkes, you obviously see this too. You're on the ground level eating your MRE a little bit further away from everyone. You see the 3 survey people are sort of in the path of this big rock sliding down the hill. Are you going to do anything?
Wait, is what? People are in the way of the rock?
Yeah, so they were at the base of the rock outcropping, and it snapped off, and it's sliding down that rocky hill right towards them.
Hey, stop. Look out.
It looks like Dr. Niftrick is moving away, and he's like yelling at the other 2. The one who broke free the quartz that seems to cause the disruption is just standing there shocked. And the other guy looks like he has earbuds in, and he just has his back to it as he's taking soil samples from the ground. So there's 2 of them in the way. Potentially. It's kind of hard to say.
How big is this rock?
About the size of a car.
It's a boulder, alright.
Yeah, like imagine a boulder that's like cut in half, because there was a flat side that Bill was standing on.
I guess run, try to get them out of the way.
Okay. So who are you going towards first? The guy who broke it, or the guy who's not paying any attention with the earbuds?
That guy. The other guy, he has his chance.
All right. So go ahead and roll me mobility.
No.
Oof. Do you want to push it?
I'm gonna push it to the limit.
All right, push it to the limit. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So for
And
anybody,
Poor guy.
I
can't push a face hugger, can I?
You
You
can't.
can't push a push.
Yes, I can.
He can
Oh,
because
oh,
he,
yeah.
he has a talent that lets him do it, but you cannot push a face hugger. So for anybody who's listening, what happened is he rolled 6 dice for mobility and didn't get anything, and then pushed it and rolled another 6 with nothing, but his panic dice rolled a face hugger. So give me a panic roll.
No one's listening. Don't joke yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We've had 187 listens. Thank you very much.
God damn. All right. Well, hi, people.
Yeah, our podcast is listened to. We get an average of like 5 or 6 per episode, but that's still 5 or 6 people that's choosing to listen to us. And YouTube gets at least a dozen or more. All right, so 3. So you managed to maintain your composure. So you grab him, but you're not able to actually like when you grab him, he kind of freaks out a little bit, and both of you kind of tumble to the ground as the rock slams down where everybody is. Keegan.
Yep.
So you see this rock just slide down. You're kind of able to amble down the hill a little bit. You see Wilkes run towards one of the guys and kind of like tackle him to try to get him out of the way. And you see the rock slam down, and all 3 of them, the guy who broke it, and Wilkes, and the kid he tackled, disappear underneath the rock. The only person that you can see is Dr. Niflick.
Oh God, they're all dead. I will try to get eyes on the people to make sure they're not actually dead.
Okay, so you scramble down. Wilkes. So you and the kid that you grabbed, you guys are not injured. The rock hit the ground in a way where like it's kind of like on top of you, but it's not actually touching you. You guys have like a small kind of pocket. You can see light coming from either end because, again, this is kind of partially flat. But it's a relatively small area that you would have to try to crawl through to get out. But the 2 of you are relatively uninjured besides scratches and stuff, but you're kind of trapped underneath. But you can hear from the direction of the kid who broke the quartz, you can hear kind of like a moaning, like half scream as the kid it just appears to be moaning out in pain. So what are you guys doing? Also, Keegan, you hear all of this. You don't hear Wilkes, but you can hear the kid crying out in pain from more to the right of the rock slide. You know that Wilkes and the other kid were to the left. But it looks like that section isn't like flat or anything.
All right. Well, I can hear him, so that means that he's alive. So I'll start heading towards him to see if I can save him.
Okay, so you head over to the right side of the rock slide. There's a little bit of a gap underneath that big rock that slid down that you can kind of see through. Peeking through, you can see the kid in there. It looks like he's only got like a little bit of space. You can tell the rock has pinned his leg bad. Like you can see a lot of blood and everything coming from like the knee. That looks like where he's been pinned down, and he doesn't have a whole lot of room to move around in there. But he is alive and conscious, but he's pinned pretty bad.
All right. I will tell him that I'm gonna go get help. And then these guys were taking rock samples. They must have like a pickaxe wouldn't do anything.
I mean, they have like small little pickaxes.
Yeah,
but no, it wouldn't do anything to such a big fucking chunk like this.
I guess I will start looking for Wilkes and the other guy.
Okay, we're gonna pause on you, Wilkes.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you and this other kid, it's actually David, the guy who Bill caught trying to fuck that one chick behind the building.
Poor guy.
So you and him are kind of under this area. You got like a few feet of clearance, so you guys aren't pinned down or anything, but there's not a whole lot of room. What are you two doing?
Is my MRE all right?
Well, I mean, did you take it with you?
Yeah.
Roll a d6.
To be fair, David, while it sucks, at least he still has a second leg.
That's true. So you spilled the brisket because the brisket is in like a tearaway pack that you would have had to put in the warmer, but you still have
Oh,
like all the
shit.
snacks.
He should get a stress for that.
Actually,
Stole the main course.
Actually, that's kind of a good point. Thank you for reminding me. Bill and Wilkes increase your stress by 1. Wilkes increase your stress by 2 because you're caught in the rock slide.
Okay.
But yeah, so Wilkes, what are you doing?
I'm finishing off that MRE.
All right, so you're crouched underneath the rock, kind of eating a cookie. The kid David, he's kind of looking around, and he sees like that kind of little gap, and he says, "Do you think we can squeeze through that?"
Loud bite of cookie.
So he just looks back over at the hole. He's like, "Do you want to try?"
Rustling from bag for another cookie.
All right. So the kid goes first. He starts to try to crawl his way. It looks like it's a really tight squeeze, but it kind of looks like you two might be able to make it through there. Like it's not unreasonable. But he gets about halfway through, and he's just like, "Oh God, I'm stuck. I'm stuck." As you can see, his elbow's kind of wedged.
What else is left in this MRE?
I mean, you would have finished off most of it. You have some gum. There's some gum in there.
All right, I'll take that and then just toss it to the side. Fuck the planet. I guess I'm gonna put my foot on his butt and try to push him out. I don't care if it breaks his arm.
Okay, go ahead and make close combat, but give yourself a bonus dice because you're using your legs. So you have some leverage there.
No.
Jesus. All right.
Push it to the limit.
Are you gonna push?
Yes.
Hey, there we go. So you got 1 success. So you managed to wedge him out. He cuts his elbow. Like he's got a pretty decent cut on his elbow as you kind of push his ass through. But you managed to get him through, and it doesn't look like anything's broken. And he kind of just scrambles up to his feet out of the area where the rock fell. Are you gonna try to make your way through the opening? It's a mobility roll.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, 2 successes. All right, so yeah, you don't have any problems getting yourself stuck, even though you just stuffed a fucking MRE down your throat in like 5 minutes. But you crawl through that gap and you manage to get out from underneath the rock and back to open air. You, like I said, you have like maybe a couple really minor scratches. The kid's bleeding a bit, but it's not enough that it's gonna need like immediate first aid or anything. But you can hear the other kid from the other side of the rockfall kind of screaming and yelling a little bit, and you can see both the doctor and Bill over there. So Bill,
Yep.
what are you doing?
So the gap that he's in, it isn't a gap that I would be able to get into.
Absolutely not. Bill's way too big.
I doubt it, but I feel like I have to ask, does it look like there would be any way that I'd be able to shift this thing to relieve pressure on his leg?
Probably not, because you're probably not strong enough to do that, because it's a pretty big rock. You might be able, if you had proper leverage, to try to, because what's going on right now is he's got a rock underneath his knee, and then the top of the rock is pinning the top of his knee, but the top of the rock is resting on like other rocks in the area. So you would be able to potentially, if you had proper leverage, get the rock out from under his knee to release him without making the whole thing come down. But you would have to be able to like get in there, or at least have the reach to reach that rock and then pull him out. And it would probably hurt.
Well, no matter what we do, it's going to hurt. Is Wilkes small enough to be able to get in there?
Potentially, but the question is, like, if he gets in there, it's probably going to take a decent amount of strength to get the rock moved.
And Wilkes got spaghetti arms.
I don't remember. Does Wilkes have spaghetti arms?
He has spaghetti arms.
Okay, Wilkes has spaghetti arms.
Can I take some of the like equipment that they were using for the rock stuff to try to like open it up a little bit for me to be able to do it?
You could probably break away some of the rock along the edge, but I mean, we're talking like, let me think here, about 1.5 feet clearance from the rock to the ground.
Okay, let me see here.
You're not going to be able to squeeze in there because he's probably a good 6 feet away from you underneath the rock. You know for a fact you are too big for that.
And look around the camp and see if anyone else would be more suited, or not camp, the site, and see if anyone else is more suited to this.
I mean, you've got Wilkes and David, who are both relatively skinny. The doctor is pretty beefy. He's smaller than you, but he's still pretty large.
So he probably wouldn't be able to fit in. Is there anything around here that would be strong enough and long enough that I would be able to get enough purchase and leverage to work it?
Well, what are you looking for?
Let me think. What would be on site like this?
I mean, they've got like their little small pickaxes. They have some collection things. They got some brushes, for wiping off dirt. They have some basic stuff like there's a med kit, there's some rope, there's like a lantern.
Is the kid cognizant enough that if I tell him to try to, he wouldn't be able to tie a rock or tie a rope around it?
Not at his, like, he wouldn't be able to maneuver himself in a way to do it.
Yeah. What was the thing you said after rope?
Like a lantern.
I can't think of anything we would have that would be
Wilkes, do you have any
good
ideas?
enough.
So we got a giant rock. Guys in there.
Yep.
Can't we just get them out, or is that not possible? Like without removing the bolt?
They're pinned in there. They got the big rock like on top of their knee, and then there's a smaller rock under it. If we were able to move the smaller rock, we would probably be able to free them. But it looks like, obviously there's a lot of weight on it. It looks like it would be very difficult to do that, and I am too big to fit in the gap that is there to like try to do it myself. So I'm trying to find something that would have like enough leverage. But the guy's also like 6 feet into this hole, so it'll also need to be long enough for me to be able to, get some purchase.
And you guys have your regular equipment, plus the people on site had some little pickaxes, some brushes, some collection containers, rope, and lanterns.
Actually, Wilkes, can you get in there and tie a rope around the rock? And then both the doctor and I, since the doctor's pretty strong, try to get it out real quick.
Alright, so, like Tad, medical
What?
shows, his leg is completely, like, crushed, like, pinned underneath it.
Well, we don't know that it's like dust. It'll probably have to be amputated, but I mean, we don't know that.
The problem is there's this thing where if, like, your leg is pinned, and if it's long enough, if it's under there long enough, if you, like, kind of remove whatever, it causes something bad to happen. I know if your leg is pinned for long enough, it's safer and better if you just amputate it while it's pinned.
Yeah, it's called like a crush something, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's been long enough.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
Is there
I
a
know.
time limit on it, Tad?
I'm not sure, but I think if you get it off him right away, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have to be like that for at least like 30 minutes to an hour. I know what you're
Crush
talking about. I've
syndrome.
heard about it, but
Yeah, crush syndrome.
Yep.
But I mean, it's only been like 5 to 10 minutes.
All right, so we gotta move fast.
Yeah.
I'll climb in there.
Okay. So Wilkes, go ahead and give me a mobility roll.
4 to 6 hours is when crush syndrome starts being a problem.
Oh, we got plenty
yeah,
of time. Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one success. So it's kind of hard to get through there, but you are able to like kind of make it over to the kid. He's still conscious, but he's crying out in pain. When you get closer to the rock, you can see his leg is fucked. Like his knee is gone. You can still pull the bottom rock out, obviously, if you had enough like force there, but you can tell he's real fucked up. But you're able to climb underneath there. You don't have a whole lot of room, but luckily Wilkes is relatively small. It's kind of claustrophobic, so you will get another point of stress for being under here. But I'm not going to make you make any kind of roll to tie the rope around it, because, I mean, God damn it, you're a Marine. You can tie a goddamn rope.
I also tell him to shut up.
Okay, so you yell at him to shut up. Hold on. Oh, okay. He quiets down actually a decent amount. He's whimpering a bit, but he's not like screaming or crying or
Well, at
anything.
least he's not screaming.
But yeah, so you get the rope around the rock, and you're able to tie it off pretty well.
All right, now what?
I will ask the good doctor to assist me in trying to get this thing out quick and easy.
Okay. So give yourself 2 bonus dice, because he is pretty chunky.
right.
And go ahead and give me... Fuck. Because there's no athletic skill.
No.
Give me just close combat.
Okay. You said 2 dice?
Yeah, 2 bonus dice from the doctor. All right.
All right,
So 2
that's
successes
fair.
and a face hugger.
Yes.
Give me a panic roll.
Roll it. There you
2.
go.
All right. Yeah. So you get a little stressed out pulling the rock because you know this is going to hurt the kid pretty bad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know it's going to hurt the kid pretty bad, but you kind of maintain the composure. You and the doctor just pull as hard as you can. You can hear, Wilkes can hear a little bit of like a squishy rip. But the rock gets pulled away from the kid and his leg falls down. The top rock doesn't move because it's still, held up by some other rocks. But his leg gets released. He screams out in pain as the bottom flesh of the bottom of his knee just gets ripped off, and you can see it hanging on top of this rock as they pull it off with the rope. But the kid is laying there, and he's no longer pinned, but he's in extreme pain, and obviously his knee's pretty fucked. Wilkes, you are still under the rock with him.
Honestly, I'm surprised the kid's conscious.
Yeah, I was really hoping he would pass out from the pain, because now I gotta tell him to shut up again.
He's still conscious, but barely.
Well, I guess I drag him out.
Okay. Make me another mobility roll and make me either close combat or just close combat. Oof. Okay. Okay. So you're able to pull the kid, but give me a panic roll. 7. Okay. Nervous twitch. Your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you increased by 1. So you're able to drag him. You're pulling him, but you kind of get a little wedged as you're trying to make your way out. You get about halfway there, so you're about 3 feet from the edge where Bill is, but you kind of get stuck a little bit because you're trying to maneuver backwards while dragging this kid, so you're not able to see as well. Go ahead and make me another mobility roll. Bill, would you like to try to grab him and assist? All right, so give yourself... Actually, Bill, make me a close combat roll first before he does anything.
I don't want help. It's just gonna add me more chances of failure.
No, it won't, because the bonus dice won't add to your stress.
Oh, okay.
Fucking
right.
Christ. Okay, so 4 successes. All right, fuck it. You get 4 bonus dice on your mobility as Bill
Oh.
grabs your fucking ankles and pulls. Oof. All right, so roll me panic. All right, you just get another nervous twitch. So you start twitching when you get stuck, and then you feel these giant fucking monkey hands on your ankles, and you're like, "Oh god, this is gonna suck." As he
You
just
can't just call someone.
as he just pulls you and the kid, because you have a hold of the kid, and just completely pulls both of you out of the rock slide. You get some scrapes and bruises, but it's still not enough to actually cause any damage. Like I said, the kid is fucked, but everyone is out of the rock slide. But you do have this kid here whose leg is just torn to shreds.
Cool.
I did my job.
Pulls out another MRE.
Oh, only allowed one.
Well, I guess I'll look over at the doctor and say I believe that our survey is done for the day, and I'll start moving the kid towards the ATVs. I assume. What? How do we get here?
There were 5 of you, so did you take ATVs or did you walk? Because there's not enough ATVs for all of you.
That's fair. How far is it? I guess.
Couple miles.
Well, I guess I'm just fireman carrying the kid.
The doctor will help you.
Oh, okay.
Because the doctor's also pretty strong. The doctor also explains they got what they needed, pretty much.
Well, that's great.
But he obviously seems a little bit more concerned over the kid, whose name is Peter, by the way. Hey, Peter.
It's all right, Peter.
Peter.
Hey, Peter. All right,
Peter.
so you guys start making your way back to the camp from there. It obviously is going to take you a while to get there because you're carrying this kid, but you start heading back to camp. All right, so that's the geography team.
That went fantastic.
Geology, sorry, not geography. Geology. All right, so next up we're going to go with environmental science, which is Randy and Wayne. All right.
Okay.
See what you fucking did, Randy?
You see what you did? All right, so you guys, hold on, I need to get to my section here.
I want to point out now that I'm looking at Wayne's sheet, not only did he put the medics together, he probably put the 2 characters with the best observation together too. Because I'm rolling 6 die for observation on Wayne.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You did.
You guys should probably look over all the character stats so you know who's good at what and who's bad at what. But all right, so Wayne and Randy are making their way with hold on just one second. With Dr. Vang. Dr. Vang and her 2 assistants, Amber and Petra. And the 5 of you are making your way towards the south for some atmospheric readings. So you guys are making your way through the forested area a little bit. Both of you give me observation.
Oh shit, this still works. Hold on.
All right, so 1 for Wayne. And 1 for Andy. Nice. So you guys are making your way through, and you get to this section of the forested area where you see about 3 to 4 creatures that appear to be on the trees, about halfway up. So probably about chest to head height for you guys. And they look very similar to sloths, except they're bright blue, and they're slowly just look like they're moving up the tree. But they stop and kind of glance at you guys as you're walking near them.
Sloths, sir. And I point at him.
Yeah.
Are you guys just continuing on?
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys walk past them, they look very curious. They're looking curiously at you guys, and you see like one of them kind of slowly extends its arm to kind of like try to brush against one of you guys, but they don't appear like aggressive whatsoever. They're blue sloths. Like they act just like sloths. Like they're not aggressive. They're just kind of curiously like, oh, what's this? But you guys are able to move past them just fine. So you guys make your way.
Don't trust them.
You guys make your way past the tree line into another sort of plains area, and this is the area that they had set up to do some atmospheric reads. So they have they have this large case that has a machine in it that should do the reads. You see, like I said, it's a plains area, but in the middle of this field is this very large tree. It looks very similar to a willow. So it's got like, the long kind of moss-like leaves that are just swaying slightly in the wind. But it's sitting in the middle of this field. They get about halfway to the tree and they set up the case with the equipment to start taking the atmospheric read. What are you two doing?
I'm gonna find my high point.
Okay. I mean, the highest point would probably be that tree. It's a little bit taller than the trees at the tree line that you just walked through.
Let's get to climbing.
And
I'll just keep an eye open.
Okay, so Wayne's just doing like casual patrol.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're kind of walking around. So, Randy, you get up to the tree and you start climbing it. It's pretty sturdy. Like you said,
harpoon grappling gun all the way up.
oh god, you have that harpoon, yeah. Make me range combat?
Damn!
Would you like to push that?
No, because I don't want stress.
9 dice and it's a fail. Alright, are you going to try to climb up the tree?
You see, harpoon, I feel cool like Batman. Like, whiff it completely.
Yeah,
Like,
you you completely miss anywhere
So
near the tree.
reel it in, start climbing, ashamed.
Make a mobility roll, but get a bonus dice because the tree's pretty sturdy and has a lot of branches.
There you go.
3. All right, you climb up that tree like a fucking pro. If only you could shoot the harpoon gun that well.
I should be able to.
You should be. You roll more dice for it. So you climb the tree. You manage to get kind of close to the top where you're able to kind of poke your head out, and you got a really good sight line where you're kind of able to look around. Wayne, give me observation.
Okay. 1.
1, okay. So you see that. You see Randy with the harpoon, and then he starts climbing up the tree as you're kind of watching the other people. They've got the machine set up. They're taking their atmospheric read. They're all just kind of looking at readouts and not really paying a whole lot of attention. It's super boring. But you see Randy climbing up the tree, and you notice as he's climbing up the tree, you see a lot of like what almost looks like dirt being shooken from the tree. But it's like a yellowish color, almost like pollen. As he's climbing up the tree and gets to the top. Randy.
I just got over my fucking allergies. You don't have to do this.
Randy, make me a stamina roll.
Stamina. Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh. All right.
Ooh.
So Randy, you're at the top of this tree, and you can kind of see the same thing. You see some like pollen kind of floating up. You sneeze a couple of times, but it's not like too bad. And you're sitting up there, and you start to feel a little lightheaded as you notice all of the colors around you seem very pronounced.
Oh man, psychedelic tree pollen.
As you just start seeing some very nice kaleidoscope-like shapes appearing before your eyes. And Wayne, you can kind of tell, you see Randy's eyes just get really wide as he kind of just sways slightly at the top of the tree.
Wayne just kind of sighs because I'm sure he can put 2 and 2 together, and he just keeps a better watch because obviously he's the only one watching now.
All right.
Maybe lights up a cigarette or something.
Okay. When you light up a cigarette, Dr. Vang turns over to you harshly and says, "Put that out. We're taking atmospheric readings."
If I put the cigarette out.
Randy.
Yeah.
So, roll me a d6. 5. Okay. So you're kind of up in that tree. You see the pronounced colors. You see things kind of swaying around. Everything's got like a very surreal, almost beautiful look to it. And then your vision starts to go black a little bit. And you see almost like superimposed around the environment around you, you see what appears to be a ferocious creature. It's got an elongated black head and metallic teeth, and a very large, pronounced crest on its head, along with what looks to be this fleshy sack on the end of it. And you can hear almost like a faint guttural whisper coming from it. And you feel a sense of very like disturbance and unease coming from it, as you see images flash in front of you of just blood and guts and gore. And I need you to make a mobility roll. Okay.
Ooh.
So you tumble from the top of the tree and you hit a couple of branches on the way down before you hit the ground. You take 1 point of damage.
All right. Well, I'm half dead.
And Wilkes, or sorry, Wayne, you see that. You don't see the visions, obviously, but you see, you see Wayne kind of get like or damn it, you see Randy get a shocked look on his face and then tumble through the tree, hitting a couple branches on the way down before he lands underneath the tree.
Okay. Wayne will just kind of jog over there and check on him. Does he look like everything's fine? No, like limbs going the wrong way or nothing?
He doesn't look injured at all, but you can see his eyes are super dilated. Or his pupils, I mean.
Okay. Wayne's probably just like, "Hey, Randy, why don't you keep laying down, buddy?"
Take a fiver.
Yeah, Randy, go ahead and give me another stamina roll, please. 1. Okay. You managed to keep your lunch down. You start to feel like sick, like an intense feeling of vertigo.
What else is new?
But after a while, you manage to kind of just fall asleep. So you guys are out there for probably about an hour or so before the other team. They're kind of not paying attention to you two. They saw him fall out of the tree, and they're just like, okay. And they finish their readings, and they start to pack everything up, and Dr. Vang kind of waves over and says, all right, we're all set here. Randy's still unconscious.
Well, I guess Wayne is going to try to fireman carry him out.
All right, go ahead and make me close combat.
Okay. Wayne is not good at that. But he did it.
Hey, you got a success. All right, so you start fireman carrying Randy with them, and you guys start heading back to camp. Besides that, nothing else of real interest pops up. It's hard to carry him back. You only got the 1 success, and it's just you. So you have to take some breaks now and again. The sloths are still there. They've made maybe 3 feet of progress going up the tree as you guys walk past them. They look a little less curious now, but they still at least stop to watch you guys. And then we're going to pause on the geography team. Or, sorry, the environmental team, because the geography team dealt with a landslide.
Sloths are sus.
All right, and then we will go with the biology team, which is Pope and Zarina.
Oh man, these two probably know all about biology.
I bet no one gets hurt on this team of medics.
So,
Guys.
you guys are traveling with Dr. Hermanson. You guys are making your way to the east. He wanted to take some samples of some plant life in like a kind of swampy area that was about 3 miles away from the camp. You guys make your way there. You see very similar things to what the other one saw. Just like this big kind of forested area with the ferns. But you guys, as you start getting closer to the site that he mentioned, you start to see a lot more water collected on the ground. It turns into kind of a marshy area and then a lot more swampy. Before you get to an area that has what looks to be kind of like giant cattails. They're about like 12 feet tall. and the actual like round fluffy bit is probably about the size of your forearm. And he starts, him and the other two with him, his assistants, kind of start trying to take samples of the stalks that are growing up there. What are you two doing?
Opal Patrol. Pope Patrol.
I'm gonna take some of my own samples of those because generally, in an environment, whenever you find like a toxin or something like that, you find the antidote in the local plant life. So it might be a good idea to have some of this on hand.
Okay, so you start taking samples of it. It's very similar to terrestrial cattail, the same sort of like composition. It's got that kind of starchy stalk, and it's got the fluff at the head. If you had to guess, it probably is a lot less fluffy during the beginning stages of its growth. But you managed to take some samples. Of at least the stalk and the head. You notice it's interesting because it's like I said, it's very similar to terrestrial cattail, but just so much larger. So you managed to take some samples of that. What is Pope doing?
Because Pope's a robot.
I'm sorry, what was the first part of that?
Pope is patrolling.
Okay. So you start patrolling around. Both of you give me observation. Zarina, take a -1 because you're kind of preoccupied with the stalks.
Okay. Doesn't matter. Got one.
All right. All right, and Pope got one
Good
too.
job, Pope.
All right, so you guys, Pope is patrolling around. The three people that are with you, the survey team, are kind of in between the cattails, and Zarina's around the edge, kind of taking her own samples. You guys notice through some of the swampy trees, you can hear just a very slight, like, splashing of water. And looking over in the direction, you guys see what appears to be two cougar-looking animals with very, very long ears, and what almost looks like serrated plates along their back.
And spookers.
Spookers. But you guys see them as they're stalking up to you, and then they stop for a second, and then they just start bounding towards you. So I'm going to need initiative from our two medics.
2.
Damn.
7.
7. All right, and then these guys. Okay. Pope, yeah, you go first.
Bang, 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 bang. As I shoot at it with my pistol.
All right, make your attack roll.
Hey.
3.
Damn.
And I'm going to push one back with one of them and then do damage with the other.
All right, so 2 damage, push 1 back, so it's going to do its armor roll. Okay. So you manage to pelt it into, like, the shoulder. It doesn't look like it hurts it a lot, but you do manage to kind of push it back as it rolls over onto its back a little bit further away. It then is their turn. The one scrambles back to its feet, the one that you shot, and it starts bounding forward again. Obviously, its shoulder is a little messed up, so you see it limping, and it's not able to actually get to you guys this round. But the other one is able to bound up, and it goes for Zarina first.
Why'd it go for me first?
Because the two of them were spaced out. Pope shot the one that was closest to him, so you're closest to the other one. But it's going to make an attack against you. Actually, roll me a d6 first.
Okay.
Need to remember what page this was on.
2.
2. All right. Give me
I will
one.
probably try to block it.
Oh, give me 1 second here to see what it's doing, first of all.
Okay. I assume I only have to block it if it hits me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's technically a reaction. There's no technical, like, reaction in this game. It just uses your next fast action.
Okay.
Yeah, here it is. Okay. So 2. Okay. Give me a second here, because I need to roll some dice. Because for some reason I don't still have my dice thing open. It likes to just close on me randomly, even though I just fucking used it. Okay, make an armor roll for me.
Do I do close combat first to block?
Oh,
or
yeah,
armor?
yeah. Do the close combat first.
Okay, I will block. I get 1.
Okay, now give me an armor roll.
I do an armor. I get 2.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So, what weapon do you have in your hand, first of all?
I probably have the pulse rifle out.
Okay. All right. Because I was going to say you have to have a weapon that would be sturdy enough to be able to block it. Like you can't block with a pistol, but you obviously can with a rifle. So it lunges at you. You notice it's actually a little strange because it leaps at you from like a higher height, and you're able to put your gun up and kind of block it from doing anything. But it would look like it was trying to pounce on top of you. It doesn't look like it would have necessarily hurt a lot, but would have put you in a very compromised position.
Okay.
But yeah. So that's them.
My turn?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Had to look at something. Yes, it's your turn.
Do I take a penalty for shooting it when it's this close?
Give me a second.
Okay. I
Take
don't
a
remember
look
if
at
that's
this.
I don't remember if that's a thing in this system or not.
Oh, that's helpful. Thank you very much, DM Sheet.
What?
For engaged, it shows -3/+3. The fuck does
okay.
that mean? What do you mean it's minus and plus?
Mhm.
All right, let's see. Engaged 83. Really?
What?
So I look at page 83 where it told me to go, and all it says is engaged description right next to you. All right, give me a second. It's probably under the range combat thing. Because
Okay.
I'm pretty sure... No, I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't want to be wrong and like get your hopes up. It's either going to be really good or it's going to be really bad. You know, for such a simple game, you would think I'd have this down. But like I find myself having to look up rules a lot.
Well, this is something we don't do much.
I mean, that's fair. At least after this campaign, we should absolutely know what the fuck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. Okay, so at engaged range, you get a -3 because it's hard to draw a bead on an opponent that close. You don't get this penalty if you fire at a defenseless or unwitting enemy. Instead, you get a +3.
How would you end up in engaged range with an unwitting enemy and you're about to shoot him?
Sneak attack.
I imagine if you're like going in for an execution or something.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like a sneak attack or something if you manage to get close and then just hit him. But yeah, so it's going to be a -3.
Okay. My pulse rifle gives a 1 bonus. I can go full auto, which is 1 stress and a +2, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I can negate that -3 with those. Do I add the stress before or after I go full auto? It's before, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll say before.
Okay. Okay. I go full auto and do this with my pulse rifle. And -3. That's not a minus. I was going to times it by 3, and that wouldn't have made any sense.
No, it wouldn't have.
Well,
Okay,
I got
give
3
me
but a panic.
give me the panic roll first.
Okay. So, panic roll. Okay, I'm good.
All right, so you maintain your composure. It's kind of weird going full auto as the gun kind of juts around, but are you turning all of that into damage?
Can I spend 1 to push it away and 1 to switch our initiatives?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So yeah, you push it away and you switch your initiative with it, and then you do 2 points of damage to it, which it needs to roll armor.
It
Okay.
does have armor pierce, so
Okay, does it? Good. Okay,
Yeah.
so let me change that.
Hmm.
All right, yeah. So you managed to shoot it kind of in the chest a little bit more. It definitely looks a little injured as you managed to blow it back, and it kind of staggers a little bit as it kind of loses its.
Initiative.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, but yeah. All right. So that was your turn. So back to Pope.
All right. I will. Well, you seem to be handling yourself quite well over there, so I'm going to continue shooting at the one that was closest to me.
I mean, played out in real time, that was badass what I just did.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So, bang. 2. This time it'll. Can I knock it? Would knocking it prone make it so it would probably. Yeah, I'll knock it prone because if I remember right, that means that it can't hit me next turn.
It would have to
It'll
use
just be able to get up to me.
Yeah, it would have to get up and then it would have to move, so it would not be able to hit you.
So yeah, damage, and then the other one will knock it prone.
Okay, so you do a little bit of damage to it. Actually, no, hold on. Okay, you don't do any damage to it, but you manage to knock it prone. As it
Take
kind of
that.
bounces off of its armor, but it does collapse onto the ground a little bit. Next up is Zarina, because you swapped initiative.
Okay, so I pushed it back, so it's not in engage range with me anymore, correct?
Nope, it's in short range.
Okay, I'm going to run even further away and then shoot it again.
If you run further away and put yourself into medium range, you'll get a -1.
It would still be able to close that gap next turn too, wouldn't it?
At short range, yes. Medium
if-
range, it would be able to close the gap, but it wouldn't be able to attack you.
Okay, I'm gonna go to a medium range then,
Okay.
and just take the -1. Can I still full auto?
Yeah.
Or just okay?
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
can still
full
full
auto
auto.
again. Okay, so I get a -1,
But then
the full
plus
auto
2, so you
plus
get a
2.
+1.
So yeah, 1. Oh,
Oof.
Oh.
All misses and a face hugger, so you can't push. All right, give me a panic roll. 6. So you manage to maintain your composure, but you shoot really wide. You're not as used to shooting the pulse rifle as a medic, and you kind of shoot above it, and you're not able to actually hit it. But you do manage to move away from it.
okay.
All right, and then the other one is going to go. It was knocked prone. It stands up, and then it rushes towards Pope, but it can't do anything else. And then the other one goes. It stands up, and it rushes towards Zarina, but isn't able to do anything else. Or not stands up, but it just rushes towards Zarina.
Is it in engage range with me though?
Yes,
Okay.
because it was able to cross 2 zones with its turns because it wasn't knocked prone, so it moved in short and then moved to medium.
Okay.
That makes it Pope's turn. So you are engaged with one of them.
All right. I would like to use my plasma cutter now.
Alrighty, give me close combat.
Nice.
1. All right, so that's still 3 damage with the cutting torch, and the cutting torch is armor piercing. So let me roll it. Okay, it looks very fucking hurt as you bring that just right across its chest. It's bleeding. Well, no, actually, it wouldn't be bleeding. It would be cauterized. But you slice it across the chest, but it rears back in pain, and it's definitely very hurt.
Good. Good.
Next up would be Zarina.
I couldn't disengage, move away, and then shoot, right?
No.
That's too many? Okay.
Yeah, you could
I guess-
disengage and move, or you can move and take like essentially an AOP and then shoot.
I don't want to take the attack of opportunity. And technically, the stress die I'm gaining is helping me negate shooting and engage. So I'm going to full auto again.
Okay. So yeah, you'll take the -3 penalty from engage, but you full auto, so you get the +2, so you only take a -1.
Yeah. Wouldn't I still... Okay. Wouldn't I still take a -3?
Well, you're getting the full auto, right?
Oh, yeah, yep. So,
Yeah, that gives you +2, so you only have a -1.
yeah, that first shot, I actually gave myself a -3 for some reason, so
Oh,
I I was way worse shot that time. Well, that works.
All right. Well, it's still
I
armor
kinda-
pierce at least. So,
Yeah, I kind of needed more though, so I could like knock it away. And
well, I'll tell you what. It failed its armor. So you shoot into its chest, and it rears back and collapses.
Oh,
You see
thank God.
blood. You see blood pouring out into the swampy water around you, but it just kind of sinks below the water.
What color's its blood?
Its blood is red, just like normal.
Oh, okay.
Pope. So the other one, it sees its companion killed, and it's pretty hurt itself, and it tries to run away from you. Are you taking an AOP? Because it's not attempting to do it safely, because it's an animal.
Mhm.
It confuses me that an animal can recognize that it's in a bad shit. It's all right. I
I mean,
mean,
yeah,
animals,
they're clear.
Animals,
animals will run.
animals will absolutely be able to recognize if they're in a bad situation. You think wolves fight to the death?
I mean, yeah, I'll try to hit it because clearly this is a dangerous animal
All right.
that is not opposed to attacking unprovoked.
Make your attack roll.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, you miss.
Yep.
And it just starts bounding away from you, using both of its actions to get 2 zones away. Are you trying to chase it, or are you just going to let it go?
No, God, no.
Okay.
I mean,
so, yeah.
I'll fire at it.
All right. So it would be long range for you, so that's a -2. So if you're going full auto, it would be just plain.
Okay.
But you get another stress going in full auto if you do.
I got some nap relief, so I'm gonna go full auto.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going full auto at it. Also, my
So-
reasoning is if an animal attacks humans, you put it down. So,
I mean, that's fair.
yeah. So, it was at it's just regular now.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
I'm
So
full
no
auto.
no bonus or penalty.
Yep. There we go.
All right. So,
I will spend one of those to knock it down
Okay.
because I don't want it getting away.
Give me a second here. All right, so it starts running away from Pope. You put several rounds of your pulse rifle into its back, and it just collapses as you pierce into its spine. Also, I need to not forget this. Zarina, you actually use one of your ammo reloads because you rolled a
okay.
face hugger before. All right, sorry, 2 of them.
Okay. I didn't have any marked down. How many would I have started with?
2.
2? Okay, so I have no reloads left.
You have no reloads, but you still have ammo in your gun right now. Obviously, Pope, you don't have to worry about it because you cannot run out of ammo in this system.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I need to stop forgetting that you guys use up ammo every time you roll a facehugger.
Yeah,
on
we
an
haven't
attack.
been using that in the other ones, so.
We haven't, and I need to remember that. But yeah, so the survey crew that you guys are with obviously freak out a little bit as they see these things attack. But you guys, manage to fight them off. They quickly finish up taking samples, and then just...
Did they not see my badass, like, catch it with my rifle, throw it away, and just start putting rounds into it?
Oh, they did. They did. So they quickly gather their samples, and they just line up behind Zarina.
They're just like, goddamn. All right.
They're like, okay, this is the medic. They haven't seen the rest of your guys' performance. They just know the medic just did that. So they're like, oh.
Yeah, it's fair. The less shot up of the 2 spoogers, I want to ask Pope to carry back so we have a sample of it. Just, I don't know, just to have it.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we'll start heading back.
Make me close combat with 2 bonus dice, Pope.
2. Click.
There you go.
2.
2 successes. So you lift the spooger up over your shoulder. It's surprisingly light. Like, surprisingly. Like, it should not be as light as it is.
It's got them hollow bones.
But yeah, so you're able to put it over your shoulder, and you guys start heading back to camp. The 3 groups, I think geology would make it back first.
Probably.
Actually, no. No, because you guys had to deal with the rock slide for at least a little bit, and it would have taken. Well, damn it. You have you and the doctor carrying the guy back. Wayne is trying to carry Randy, but it would take some time. So yeah, geology would get there first. All right, so Bill and Wilkes, you guys make it back to camp. As you guys arrive, you're carrying the kid. As you guys are arriving and making your way to the camp, you can see one of the ATVs from the archaeological camp, if you had to guess, is parked outside of the camp, and you can hear the sounds of arguing coming from inside.
Oh, fuck. I'll ask the doctor if he is able to get fuck, what was his name? Peter?
Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter.
I'll ask him if he's able to get Peter into our get him to the ship and have some of our crew come out and get him into the auto dock. I don't want him going in there and seeing the samples.
So the doctor just nods. He's like, all right, yeah, I'll take him to your ship.
Thank you. And then I will go see what's going on in there.
All right, is David going with the doctor or with you guys?
What? Who?
David, the other kid that Wilkes was buried with. Or, yeah. That he pushed his ass and he cut his elbow a bit. The one who was trying to fuck that girl behind the building.
Yeah, I mean,
it just got interrupted.
I thought the one that had his leg fucked up was the one fucking the girl.
No, that was Peter.
Oh, okay.
David, the one fucking the girl, was the one that was with Wilkes.
Does his do his injuries look serious? I would prefer to. Okay, then
no, they're not serious. He probably won't even need stitches.
Yeah, I want as few people on there as possible, but that kid obviously needs like medical attention. So
yeah. All right, so you, Wilkes, and David are going into the camp.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys head into the camp. As you walk in, you can see the Japanese individual from the head of security from Bionational. You know from Dr. Egorov called him Mr. Yoshiro. And you see two other security people with him. And you can see Mr. Yoshiro arguing with Anissa.
There's two other security people with him?
Yes.
Wasn't there just the one ATV?
Yes.
Interesting. All right. I guess I will walk in and I'll see if what's her name?
Anissa?
Yeah, see if Anissa immediately looks like she needs me to intervene, or if she is handling it.
The moment she looks over at you guys, she waves you over.
Okay, I will walk over and Mr. Ishiro, it's so good to see you again. How are you?
So he's kind of looking a little annoyed as he's looking at you, and he says, can't help but to notice you guys headed out into various sectors of this valley.
Oh, yes, the predetermined sectors that they needed to do their work in.
Yes, and he kind of looks over at David, who obviously has some injuries, and you guys are a little dirty. And he says, yeah, and we had reports from some of our men that they heard gunshots.
I don't know where this is in the timeline. Would I have also heard gunshots?
You guys know.
Okay. I do not know of any.
Now that we verified that the mountains don't echo.
Okay. I am unaware of any gunshots aside from the ones from last night.
So he kind of raises his eyebrow when you say that, and he looks over to the guy on his left. He's like, well, Dario here says that he heard gunshots coming from the east.
Oh, we heard them coming from the northwest last night. Are
Well,
you talking about recently?
I'm talking about very recently.
We just got back. Uh,
We probably have short range radios. You could radio to see.
oh yeah,
You
yeah. I'll
guys
do
do
that because
absolutely have radios.
listen, I'm used to D&D where we don't have that shit. All right.
Mhm.
I will. Were any of obviously they were. I will radio to the biological area thing,
Yeah, the
and
biological team is the one that went east. That was Pope and Zarina.
yeah, I will radio over there and ask for a sit rep.
Yeah, Sarge, we to two hostiles, two spookers. We put them down. We're heading back over.
All right. Well, I will. I'll look back at him and say, apparently there was some wildlife encroaching on our clients.
And so he
Sorry if it worried you, of course.
takes a long sigh and he says, "See, this is what we're worried about. You guys go trapezing into the wilderness, dealing with the local wildlife, shooting your guns, everything else. You could destroy very valuable sites for the archaeological team."
The, I mean, I believe that they were just grabbing atmospheric samples. It's unfortunate that we had to defend our clients, but that's the job, as you're aware.
I mean, you probably wouldn't have to defend them if they weren't out there.
Well, it's their job to be out there, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's debatable. But we're still waiting on a court decision.
And until you get that court decision, it's not debatable.
So he kind of looks around a little bit and he says, "You know, when we arrived here, there was nobody else here besides the survey team."
Oh. Okay.
Seems like a interesting security detail. Don't even leave anybody behind here, huh?
Well, I would
I was gonna
assume.
mention that, but
What was that?
I was gonna mention the fact that we probably should have left some people behind the camp. But
Yeah, I would assume that professionals wouldn't be, snooping around a place that they aren't supposed to be in.
So when you say that, he raises his eyebrows really high. He's just like, "Really? I don't think it would be called snooping around to investigate an area around my client, especially one that just recently got an unknown element here of a security team we've never heard of."
I mean, I've never heard of you either, so.
Well, that's fine. But also, and he kind of gives like a little bit of a sly smile, "We're not the only ones who are checking out areas we aren't supposed to."
I don't know what you mean by that.
Really?
Um, everything I've done so far is just.
Hey, I have a question real quick.
Go ahead.
So this has been going on for a while, and I kind of spaced out. Where exactly are we, and who is here?
It's Bill
You're
and
in-
Wilkes.
yeah, it's Bill and Wilkes. You're back in camp. The head of the security from the other guy was in here, and he's just asking a bunch of questions.
And he's got 2 security officers with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just me and Keegan.
Yes.
Yeah, he's being real mean.
Okay, just tell him to get the fuck out. You know what? No, not even you. I'll tell him. Get the fuck out.
Give me a second. So he looks over at Wilkes kind of surprised a little bit, and he's just like, "Well, that seems overly hostile."
I really do not care. This is not your area. Leave.
Well, as you can see, I'm the cordial one, I guess. But we do have some things to get to. So and I'll like motion my arm towards the door.
So
I appreciate you checking on the gunfire. It's nice to know that there is some concern about our welfare as well.
So he just kind of nods. He gives another glance at Wilkes, and then he just looks over at his men and he says, "All right, let's head out." And they start heading towards the opening, kind of back to their ATV. And you see him. He stops at the door or the opening a little bit, and he kind of looks behind him. He says, "That's a nice ship you got there." And then he starts walking away again.
Thank you. Yours too.
You see Yoshiro and one of the other men get on the ATV. You see the one that he referred to as Dario just start jogging to the northeast towards the tree line.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Gonna turn towards Wilkes. So both of us are gonna go check the ship now.
Well, yeah. you know these guys should be kill on sight now, right?
Yeah.
Who made you sergeant?
I believe the general.
He sucks. You suck. Let's go.
So shortly after that exchange, the other two teams returned to the base camp. Both Randy, Wayne, and Pope and Zarina.
All right. I will ask both Pope and Zarina to go check on Peter.
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 I'll check.
All right.
I'll check on Peter.
And what are the rest of you doing?
I would like to have everyone do a full sweep of the ship, make sure that they didn't plant anything.
Okay. Everyone except for Pope and Zarina who are going inside, give me observation. So 2 for Randy, 3 for Bill.
Everyone but Pope and Zarina?
Yeah, everyone but Pope and Zarina, since they're going directly inside the ship to check on Peter.
Is Wayne there?
Peter.
Yeah, Wayne's there. Everyone got back.
Okay. Okay.
None for Wayne. I think we still need one from Wilkes. Actually, no, it doesn't matter because I had your primary do it. All right, so Randy and Bill, you guys, you're taking a perimeter of the ship. You're taking your time with it. You don't see anything on the outside of the ship that would be concerning. If you guys talk to Kowalski will confirm that nobody stepped foot on the ship. They had it locked down the entire time. But you do notice an extra set of footprints that appear to go within like 10 feet of the ship and take like kind of a half circle around the south edge before it starts going back to the tree line.
Is there anything on the outside of the ship that
Not that you can see, no.
Okay.
It doesn't look like there's anything that's been tampered with, but you can make out more footprints that look like they got closer to the ship.
Okay.
But you don't see anything suspicious. For Bope and Serena, so one of you make a medical aid check and the other one assist.
What is your total medical aid on Pope? Because mine's 9.
I believe Pope's is 10.
Okay. You also don't have stress, so I'll assist you.
Okay.
All right, so Pope make medical aid with a bonus dice. Damn, nice. All right, so 3 successes. So you guys are able to, apply some sedatives to Peter and kind of stabilize him a bit. His leg is real fucked. He's going to need an amputation. But you guys should be able to perform the amputation without too much trouble, especially using the autodoc. But you do not have the means to give him a artificial limb. That's going to be something that he's going to need when he returns home.
Mm-hmm.
But you should be able to amputate the leg and take care of everything and make sure there's no infection or anything. But his leg is just too far gone.
Okay.
All right. He's not conscious, is he?
No. You guys have him fully sedated.
Okay.
We don't
All
have
right,
any like crutches on board or anything like that.
You have crutches and stuff, yeah, absolutely. You just don't have the ability to like weld an artificial limb there. But you have crutches that he can use.
Okay.
All right. Now that we have fixed Peter up, it was Wayne that is good at repairing, right?
Correct.
Uh, have you give Pope his health back?
Go ahead
Okay.
and give me heavy machinery.
Wayne will give you heavy machinery. Wayne got
Nice.
3.
All right. How much health did you lose total, Pope?
Just one.
All right, you're back to full. Yeah, he's
All right.
able to repair your systems. It takes about an hour or so. By the time you guys get done doing all of this, you're going to probably have Peter overnight, I would say, probably to check on him and keep him sedated overnight. You managed to
Um,
do that in about an hour. Go ahead, Keegan.
with him being sedated and everything like that, can we move him to like a bunk or something like that so he's not in the lab?
You can, but you'll have to probably observe him in the bunk, like make recent trips to him, because the autodoc constantly monitors. You guys don't have portable medical equipment, so you would have to have
Okay.
either Pope or Zarina check on him probably at least every 30 minutes to an hour, because you don't have any other way to
mean-
monitor his vitals.
It'd probably be better to keep him in the auto dock.
Yeah, I'll just throw a blanket or something over the samples.
Okay, that's fair. Mr. Gannon's still working on the samples. He looks kind of tired. He tells you he's going to be pulling an all-nighter, but he's interested to see what the results will be after he gets back some of the tests. But we're going to go ahead and end it here. What's happening right now after you guys do all of that, it's getting to be about nighttime. So you guys are probably going to want to set up your watches before we begin again. But it's already a little bit after 10 Eastern Standard Time, so we're going to go ahead and end it.
All right.
So does anybody have any last-minute comments, concerns?
So I have my RPG. So tomorrow we could just like shoot it at him a couple times.
At who?
Oh, at the security guys, because clearly we are not having a good relationship with them. So
I mean, they haven't
Just,
attacked you yet or anything.
Yeah, and we're gonna get them before they get us.
preemptive attack, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all we have for tonight. So for anybody who's tuning in or listening, thanks for joining us. We'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Thursday on the 15th. And until then, we'll see you all later. So goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye.